It's too hot. I don't even want to do this show. Should we do a show? Let's go for a barbecue.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Hello, ballers! What's going on, team? Happy Saturday to you. We're both shorted.
So what, no barbecue?
No barbecue. No dicks are swinging. Get yourself in shot, pal. Welcome, one and all, to another web show. It is that sweet, sweet Saturday goodness. How you feeling, pal?
Good, mate.
Salute, I'm having a beer.
I'm having a water.
It's been a long-ass day. I'm having a fucking carlin like a man. Yeah? Put hair on your dick. Not on your balls, just on your dick. Nice and fuzzy, like the girls
Keep
like
that
it.
in mind.
No, like a pepperami you've dropped on the hairdresser floor. Oh, tasty.
Hair on the shaft's not going to do anything for anybody.
It's weird. Fuck off. Hang on. Wife's giving me shit. Good God Almighty, what a week it has been in that battle for Azeroth and all that good stuff. Because you've been playing scary games, toughening yourself up, mate. Fucking steal the mind is what I like to see. And plenty of you have got beta for days at this point, I believe.
You've got beta for days.
Beta for days.
Yeah.
Except our main tank. Still hasn't got it. It's dead funny. Every time a new wave of betas go out.
Were you first in the beta line?
Well, our chat just fills up with people like, I got it. Well, not right now, obviously. Now I feel mean. But a lot of people are like, I just got it. I just refreshed and I just got it. And our tank's just not got it. And
So you are King Beta.
I am the chief beta. I'm alpha, actually.
No.
Yeah. So are you, though.
I'm Alpha.
Yeah, we're alpha, boys. We're alpha. But it has been fun. We've seen every boss in all day besides the last one. Wonder if they're going to keep it secret from us.
That's going to go well.
Yeah, traditionally they do try and hide the last boss, which results in things like Xavius. So maybe they shouldn't. maybe they should let us in and say, hang on a minute, look, there's only a few of us here. There aren't that many of us. Why don't you just let us in to have a little look at the last boss before we have another Xavier situation? Or maybe we could tell you things like, you know what, massive intermission phases on Kill Jaden aren't that fun before you release it. You know, things like that. You know, standard stuff, I think. I think it might be worthwhile.
Makes sense.
Because we've had a lot of feedback. I got to tell you, Old Air is all over the place. Really weird. It's like, it's skewed as a motherfucker. But beautiful.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's
That's all I care about.
fucking beautiful inside there, man. There's waterfalls in there. It's so weird. So I thought we could have a little look at a couple of the bosses. I could tell you about. I've picked like the most interesting bosses because there are definitely terrible fucking bosses in there, like really bad. To the point where you've got to wonder what the thought process was, honestly. Let's have a look here. Our boy Zool. Most overtuned boss in Uldir by miles.
Near the start.
This is like boss number 4 or 5. I think he's boss 5. This is boss 5, Mr. Zool here. And this fight is a fucking overtuned mess right now. Maybe. We think so. Like, it was insanity. Absolute insanity. It's an ad fight where all the ads murder you horribly in some way. And also a return to the old Muru Dispel.
Oh, really?
A return to the old Muru dispelling of ads. So you're not killing certain ads, you're dispelling and purging them. But this guy chunks tanks down. There's ads spawning from everywhere that do all kinds of different things. There's big explosions going on, as you can see there, where you've got to get the fuck out of there. You get a giant room, but I just want to hit a quick pause here, because you can kind of see what I'm talking about. The waterfalls in the background. You see this?
Oh, okay.
This room is fucking huge.
Looks like Argus's room.
But with better scenery. Like, even though Argus has wonderful scenery of
No
Azeroth.
thrones, mate.
No thrones. This entire thing is crazy. But do you see these waterfalls? This is all around you, and as you look up in the sky, you see all the drainage of Uldir all pouring into there. This is kind of...
Oh, it's all sewage.
It's pretty much the sewer system, yes. So Uldir is, of course, very much like Ulduar, like almost identical in some ways. I'm going to show you like the best. I'm going to show you the best looking boss in a minute.
Is the rare
It's
drop
awesome.
a turd?
I don't know.
Like a pet? Mr. Hanky.
A little bit like
Confirmed.
Mr. Hanky. A little bit like Mr. Hanky. But you can see these bloods that are spawning like off in the distance. You see these things? Just near the moon marker, you can see these things forming up, and these spawn all these different kinds of ads.
That's a Golgothan, mate.
It's a bit like a Gorgothan, a shit monster. You can see them spawning out of there, and they fear you, right? You can see the fears coming out. They heal each other if they get too close. There's a couple of ads that do that. They're going to heal the boss to full in about a second.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like, this boss is I think most people would agree this is the hardest boss we've tested so far, and is completely out of place in the instance of boss number 5. It's massively out of place. You can see us calling suicide because the whole raid got feared in one go. There's some boys in there who are going to buff the melee by like 70 or 80% and shit. Like, they just fucking wreck. I think some guilds use like 4 tanks to test this. And then, of course, we've got the classic dropping giant pools that spread all over the entire floor and murder you horribly. And
hey, look, it's scenarios.
Kind of, but it's tactical, how it's going on. Yeah, this is what we're going to bring up after. So I wanted to show off a couple of these bosses. Notice that weak aura, Andy. This is what you'll all need. Don't worry, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to release all the weak auras for BFA on Wago, so you guys can get my UI from there. Easy game, easy life, because it's got all the new stuff in there.
Arcane Intellect.
Arcane Intellect, boys. Arcane Intellect. I needed that reminder because I was sick to death of hearing Mike. And I was like, what? Like, it was annoying me because I was totally ready to go and people were mithering me. Like, Intellect. I'm like, fuck's sake, dude. Fucking here, have the buff, you fuckers. I don't fucking want it. Yeah, you need that raid buff, weak aura, you do. But absolutely monster. This is kind of fun. I was wary about showing this.
Why?
Because it's broken as fuck. But I noticed that somebody did tell Blizzard directly on the WoW forums that they were doing it. So an engineering guy in the Goblin, the Gobbo flamethrower is currently broken.
It's still pulling in current numbers.
Yeah, I was worried about showing this off because it's the purple smoke. So to give you some context, these ads are so difficult to manage that we got to phase 2 without doing what we're doing here, but it was hard as fuck, right? It was way overtuned. It was crushing tanks. It was the ass had so much HP. So what we decided to do is I'd like you to take this, and that was all the while getting the boss to, like, I don't know, some sort of percentage. Goblin dragon guns, you can see I averagely hit for like 7k.
Okay.
Watch the damage from the Goblin Dragon Gun.
Okay.
Okay?
Wow. Wow.
That's the damage from the Goblin Dragon Gun. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So what we were doing is we could see we actually took the boss down to like 70% HP in the first couple of seconds of the fight because we had the entire raid doing it. It's actually so powerful we actually have to have the tanks do it because there's no way they could hold aggro. So they're doing it. Yeah, so yeah, there was no possible way they could hold aggro. And then you can see it comes off cooldown now. Watch. Watch his health. And then we got into phase 2, right? Nice and easy. So we could test phase 2 out properly. I love watching that. Just look, if you missed it, just watch the boss HP. In 8 seconds. Just watch the boss HP. This was the best way of testing because phase 1 and 2 are very different. We understood what you had to do in phase 1. It's just it was way overtuned, and you only get an hour to test these bosses, by the way. But here we go. Watch his health. Whee. Oh, so good. Straight into phase 2. Clap, clap for us. Clap, clap for us. So, like I said, I was worried about showing that off because I'm sure Blizzard knew about it, but someone did put it on the WoW forums, so I was like, oh, well, there you go. You've kind of blown the fucking cooch if they didn't know. But yeah, we've had guildies making these over and over again. They have 50 charges, but you could use them while leveling, which was so nice. It's like rare mobs and shit. You could blow them the fuck up. But yeah, like Cloggy says, from a testing perspective, it was really useful because if we didn't do this, we would have only probably had a few tries in phase 2 at best. Because this fight actually started broken, unfortunately. What happens if you've never beta tested before is a man appears. We call him the man. And the man will take you to the boss. But they'd set the teleport point under the floor. So we're all there. You have to be there at a specific time because it's open for 1 hour at a very specific time in order to test the raid bosses. So we're all sat there waiting for the man to appear. So you have an entire raid just waiting for the man. Then the man appears. It's like, the man's here. And then you clicked him and we all fell through the floor. And that went on for like 10 minutes. Like, just the whole raids across the instance were all memeing and hard, cheesing big hardcore. But allow me to show you, not the most exciting boss, but the best looking boss. So I'm going to drag this in. Hopefully this isn't going to cause a problem. I only just managed to get this one done. This is the boss number 1. Okay?
Yeah.
This is as soon as you walk into our boy Old Deer. He kind of looks like the second boss from Dark Souls 3, I forget his name, the guy who charges around the floor. It looks a bit like that. Now, it's a very simple boss, don't get me wrong, so we're going to drop pools on the floor. Right, you can see the guys with the red markers just dropping the pools on the floor, and then he's going to chase the tank, and he's going to clear the pools. So you want to stack the pools up and then get the tank to clear them. So basic stuff, right? He's a big dude. He's lovely because as soon as you put in, there's like 2 trash packs, and then that's it. He's there.
Man.
Yeah, Vort. That's the name I was looking for. He looks exactly like Vort. Besides when he stands up, obviously. Yeah, this is a very easy boss. This is on heroic difficulty, by the way. If I wasn't clear on that, this is on heroic difficulty. So we're chilling, doing the usual stuff. Now wait for this because this fucking blew us away. This is magnificent.
Was it that goblin cannon cheese?
No. We didn't use the goblin cannons.
I just saw it.
I'm sure somebody's using it to pad. I have no doubt some people were using the Goblin Dragon Gun. Like I say, they had 50 charges. They weren't exactly going spare. So he moves to the middle. Right? And watch what happens around us.
Oh, the walls are coming out.
No, we're actually on a giant elevator.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it's like a Streets of Rage elevator level.
Nice.
This was awesome. This was fucking awesome. This was so cool. So you have this elevator phase where the whole fucking... We were like, is the wall... We felt the walls were coming up at first. We were like, oh my god, the fucking walls are moving. Because we were genuinely worried that we wouldn't have enough room to drop all the pools. Because it just didn't seem possible to clear them all. And then it was like, okay. And then, like, the real fucking fight starts down below. Once you survive this stuff. Which is dealing with all these ads all explode and do horrible, nasty things. And you can see they're fixating players.
An actual elevator boss.
An actual elevator boss. Yes, this is a legit elevator boss. Is boss number 1, our boy Talok. Like I say, it's not the most exciting fight by any means, but it requires a little bit of coordination for sure. This one is definitely puggable. There's no doubt about that. But you can see it's a relatively long elevator ride. So when the first time this happened, we were like, oh shit, we're going down to a different room. Like, this is going to be something else down here. This is going to be really crazy. Yeah, it's. I tell you what, when you guys get to experience it, you'll be like, this place visually is fucking amazing. They did a really good job visually. I had to run and soak that one. I think these were bugged because you're supposed to kill them before they hit you, but you could actually just straight up run into them without much of a problem. But we tried to do it properly, obviously. And then we all land in the giant room where the big fight actually begins. Which is such a cool idea.
Yeah, I like that.
Really cool idea. What a great intro to a raid boss, especially if you were a new player in BFA and this was your first time doing a raid encounter.
And it's rare that you get a location transition without an actual load screen as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can think of things like Star Augur where all the background and stuff changes, but the actual room itself doesn't really change in any way, shape, or form. This is a very... I think this is how most raid-ins should start, with something really major happening like this. Like, oh my god, this is very different to a dungeon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is what a raid's like. This is fucking cool. Yeah, it's a very cool way, because the boss isn't hard, so you're probably going to kill it, in 1 or 2 tries, I would think. Certainly on normal. Like I say, this is heroic difficulty. There are certainly things that weren't working here. Like I say, I think those ads were supposed to kill you if they hit you. Or at least do a significant amount of damage. But they didn't. They didn't at all. And also, this room is way too big. So all these pools are getting dropped. So ideally, the tank's supposed to jump into the pools and clear them. But the room's just too big. Like, you can't do anything about it. Which you didn't need to. The tank's just fucked off wherever they wanted. And just didn't get hit because he smashes the ground and does all kinds of nasty shit. But what a glorious boss. Like, I can ice block this. But I thought for testing purposes, I wasn't going to. I wanted to get used to it, so I could clear this debuff without actually bothering to drop pools. But it didn't actually matter whatsoever. But what a fucking stellar way to start a boss. So I'm not going to show all the bosses, but I will say that a couple of the bosses, Andy, oh man. Someone fucked up on the creativity button there.
Really?
Oh, really bad, yeah. Like, I actually said, I forget them. I don't honestly don't. You guys know by now, I don't remember the names of most raid bosses. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I just can't. But I did say there's like a Varamathras ripoff in there, and I was like, oh my god, not again. Like, ugh, it's such a drag, that fight. It's
like
not,
a loot boss on easy.
that fight has never been fun.
No.
Right, from your first pull to your Vectis, there you go, Vectis. Vectis is another Varamathras boss, and I actually said in the video, I was like, this is like one of the worst bosses in ages, because it's got an intermission phase, again. Who at Blizzard keeps thinking intermission phases are fun? You know what's really fun? Not doing anything for like 30 seconds. What a fucking joy that is. What's the matter with you? You dunk? You drunk, bro?
Are you dunk?
No, not yet. I will be. For sure. And it's got an intermission phase, and it's got debuff management. You gotta move to the right. But then we faced the Fetid Devourer. I think it was the only boss we didn't even wait till the end of raid testing. Like I say, we only get an hour. It was like, is there anything we want to test here? Because we're not there to kill the bosses, right? And a lot of people seem confused by that. Like, I've seen people linking loot and shit and being dead excited that they managed to kill the boss. It's like, what are you doing?
No one cares.
Well, like, okay. You know, anybody's up to you. I get it in, like, pugs that are there. It's like, I killed the boss on beta. That's, like, a big deal for a lot of people, I'm sure. But, it's kind of funny. But, yeah, we get this, the Fetid Devourer. When do you guys see it? I'm sure the Fat Boss, because obviously you can see that my footage is now in the Fat Boss videos, which is a nice crossover, because Loz keeps putting clips in where I'm dead. And he wasn't memeing me. It did get brought up because someone in the guild was watching and was like posting in the comments like, "Lol, Preach died at blah blah blah." And I was like, "Well, we died for science. We were testing things." And Loz, to be fair, who's the editor, he was like, "Well, it wasn't memeing. You died because you were checking something to see if it would wipe us." Like, I know that. You know that. The average YouTube audience, no idea.
Can we make sure that every Fat Boss video that's got Mike dead in it, we at least have 30, 40 comments to bring it
There's
up?
at least that already.
Thank you.
There's at least that. You guys are doing some good work going there and going, lol, fuckers. I knew it as soon as they. But you've got to science these things, man. That's what we're there for.
That's why I
sciencing.
die in every game that I play.
For science.
For science.
For absolute science.
Just the quest for knowledge.
I've got to say, though, this has been the most fun I've had in WoW in ages.
Really?
Yeah, but it's very short-lived fun. Like, going into a boss, like, the Dungeon Journal, like, you surprised me, and I don't want to stroke his bone, because he's already the Crimson Love Machine. Alex is really professional from Fat Loss. When it comes to his raiding, he's on the fucking money.
Good.
Loz isn't. Loz doesn't give a fuck.
Loz is my man, though.
Yeah, Loz is our boy. Like, Loz don't give a fuck. But Alex is on the case. Like, we get, like, big write-ups, weak aura strings, the whole fucking shabazz. Like, and you know nobody's reading it. But he does it. That's what's really important. He does it. Yeah, Alex is, like, super professional about his raid leadership. It's, like, it's pretty cool to see, actually. It's a meme. It's a total meme. But, yeah, Alex is all over it. Like, we get these big documents and shit, and I'm like, not reading it, but very nice punctuation and grammar.
Done, mate.
Good format.
Good presentation.
I do read them, Alex. Skim.
He doesn't.
I do. I read some.
Offline, he told me that he doesn't read.
I click them. I've opened the page, otherwise I wouldn't know the formatting, would I, Alex? Think about it. Think about that. But it's so fun to go in there and be like, I don't know what's about to happen. And that moment when the elevator moved, it's like, what's happening? Because we're all like trying to throw tactics out and shit. Because that's what it's like on beta testing. It's really good. Because you have a problem, everyone just chips in. Like, how do we do this? Where should we stand? How should we group? Should we stack? Should we spread out? Does people want to go over there?
See, I like the other way of doing it though. I like, I don't. There's not a way of describing them without making them seem nerds. But I always seen it like, like you've got some sort of A-team music in the background. You throw a blueprint on the table, and you always get the nerd that's like, right, we need to do this, 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 and this. And you're just there to oversee this and go, okay.
I hate that so much.
I love it.
What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer watching? Who likes watching videos and having somebody who's well into it explain everything?
This is not a fair comparison though. In terms of like, it's like when people ask people to learn how to play a class, and it's like, well, I'll ask you. It's like you can't ask people who are to do raid bosses that'll ask Fat Boss. Actually, ask Fat Boss. We're at the peak of the things that we can ask. So it's not a fair
Let's ask a different question. Who's ever pulled Raiders? Not like you just installed the game and went into LFR. Raiders. Have you ever put? How many of you have never? How many of you have never pulled a boss without knowing what's about to happen? I bet that number's low. You have? Do you know the boss?
To this day, I do that.
Which one? Even after you get the full preparation?
No,
even after you get the blueprint that you just described?
No, even if I'm like, obviously at a DPS, but when I went into tanking, I'll pull a boss before then, and when I'm tanking this boss, like, what do I do?
Yeah, most of you. Yeah, it's a very rare experience. It's almost impossible, right? It's almost impossible to be in that scenario. But I would ultimately recommend, if you ever get the chance, to go on the beta, because if you they're going to be PTR open soon, but I don't think they'll be testing it. But those of you who have the beta, look at when a raid testing schedule is. Get on there and just join trade chat and say looking for groups and stuff like that, because everyone gets scaled, so gear's not a big factor. Just tell people you're a Mythic Raider, because there's no char copy or anything yet. Like, just say, yeah, mate, killed Argus. Sargeras is fearing that. Yeah, mate, that circle and all that. Yeah, I did that. And the spiky one. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Done that, mate.
Done that. What's the easiest boss in there? Fucking Coven in it, mate. I know what's up. Agramar, though, I'm a right player. Even if you've never seen it, just got Agramar in that. Fucking bummer that. With the ads and stuff. Yeah, mate.
Seen them ads.
Yeah. And then you'll get invited. And go and do it, because you'll walk into a room, and there's just a boss there, and you're like, go. It's like, what's going to happen? What's supposed to happen? What's going to happen here? And you learn so much so quickly. Like, you'll be a miles better player, because you have to be like, what's happening around me, and how do I deal with this, and what's the best way of dealing with it? You know what I mean? Sure, I did some well on that. Yeah, mate. Kill Jaden. Easy, like. You know what I mean? Fucking intermission on kill KJ. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Fucking boring, innit? You know what I mean, mate? You know what I mean? Yeah, mate.
Stop saying "nah, I mean."
Nah, I mean.
Nah, I mean.
I love it. I love it when people say "nah, I mean" to me, because often I don't. No idea.
Interject and say no.
No, I can't. I have to keep a straight face. Emma
I
tells
don't know
me.
what "nah, I mean."
Emma's given me like social protocols to follow when I'm with her friends, because apparently I drift off. I can't help it. If they start talking about horses, how am I supposed to stay engaged in that conversation? Yeah, I do that kind of face, and apparently that's rude.
No, it's not.
Shouldn't talk about horses in front of me then,
Expecting
should
you to indulge in things like that you don't like is rude.
I'm trying to master this resting, interested face.
It's like
this.
That's for me. Ava does the same thing, because obviously Suzanne she'll come up to me and tell me about horses, and after about literally 10 seconds, I just look at her little sweet face and go, "Fuck off!" Jesus Christ! Who cares?
It's so true, though. I love you so much. Stop speaking.
But I want you to leave now.
Please, just stop speaking. Please, I beg of you, stop speaking, because in a minute I'm about to open my phone like this.
Just put it right in front of the face. Full transparency, I don't tell my daughter to fuck off. Oh, God, every time this week I've been busted by you.
Thank you very much, boys.
Is that all mine? Big pimpin', high five. Yes, yes.
Come on then.
But this is not the end of the story, is it?
What?
Why do you look like a hippie? Don't you look like a hippie?
Told her to wear a summer
call
dress.
it as it is. She looks like a hippie.
I asked her to wear a summer dress, but she said it'd be too tempting.
What's not the end of the story? Oh, wait a minute.
It's not working.
Yeah, well,
I'll show you.
Can you go and take my bottle and open it, please, Max?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright. Don't come back until it's done.
Uh,
Ah! You're not my child.
I know.
You collecting kids off the street? Well, we're running here, an orphanage.
I want to drink.
need the washing doing.
Oh, sorry, mate. I've given you the bottle opener and you do not. Oh, what the hell's that?
I don't know.
Where do you keep that? In the bin?
It's in pink.
It is a funny colour. I got this.
Come on, kids. Out
Feels
there
like you
now.
carve a chicken with it.
I like the way we started some sort of child labour thing, though. Good on you.
Now give us some pizza.
James is like, we start our drinks.
Hippie
at
jokes.
Fruit shoot. The kids are packing big heat. Peroni.
Peroni, mate.
Sinestro. Azul. Sinestro. Azul.
Who the fuck was that other kid?
Molly. Emma's brother's daughter.
Oh, okay.
So we must be having a kiddie sleepover. And that, my friends, is why I'm working all night. I'm going to stay in here.
Nice.
In my den. I'm going to stay in here, boys, in my den. Let's get back on topic, shall we? Oh, that is nice.
Peroni is a good beer.
Oh, it's not strong. It's
It's a Pilsner.
a bit like a nice Coors Light.
It's like a Beck's.
But getting back to it, if you do have beta, which I know is pretty much everybody in this chat, go and try raid testing. It's so cool. You'll really enjoy it. Even if it's a terrible group, doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Go and try it out and test it out.
Hold on one sec. Someone's judging a beer by its alcohol content. Let me scroll up, get his name so I can name and shame him. Because he sounds like a child. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Barty. Barty. No one cares. No one cares. No one under the, like, if you're old enough to drink, you don't care. So you're a kid. 5.1. No, it's only 5.1 now, mate. I'm going to drink a beer because it tastes like shit because it's alcohol content.
It is 5.1. Hey, well done.
What a nut.
Hey, Barty. Let's test Barty. What is the alcohol content of Old Peculiar?
He's at his computer. He's got the internet.
Don't cheat.
Old Tom, mate.
Don't cheat. I'm saying it's strong. Yeah, well, not.
Don't care, Barty. Don't care.
We're allowed a beer on stream. The fuck? Beer CD, right? A little inside.
I've had 2 beers this week. I feel like a right fat bastard.
I know,
now.
right? You do. Like, having a beer is such a big deal. Like, it's committing to opening it and drinking it is such a big deal.
I'm not overly confrontational, Nugsy. What kind of a comment's that? What a prick! You're overly confrontational for making that comment.
Don't say anything else or I'll fight
Bellend!
Fuck
I
you.
will knife you!
Fire. I will knife you. Tell us about that video that we did.
Which one?
Where it was about raging raid leaders and I had the big fucking knife. I was going to come through the screen and stab people. Like, but what a nice segue. Master Looter. What is going on there? Who the fuck are these people? What's the matter with you?
Oh, I noticed it when I was doing Transmog Run the other day.
Who the fuck are these people?
I was going to put it in because when I get to Wrath of the Lich King and we get to Lich King, it is going on Master Looter. Regardless of how many randoms I've got to kick to make it a guild Master Looter, it's happening. But it was greyed out because it wasn't a guild run. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? It's a Transmog Run, bruv. No one's having that mount apart from me.
We had an interesting moment is we killed Argus and forgot to change it to Master Looter. And it was just calamity. Yeah. Everything was looted to everybody and only a few people needed things. It was this is what I tried to explain on Twitter and only the raiders really got it. You know what? It's the biggest thing that's turning me off BFA and it isn't just the Master Looter thing. Right? It's not just that. And it's not the item level trading or any of that, because I'm pretty sure guilds are going to work through that really quickly. It's not the early couple of weeks of progression where who gets the best and all that goes. That's not what really sucks about it for me. That's not what really sucks about it. Although that sucks badly. It's farm raiding. Farm raiding. Every boss.
It's going to take longer.
We're going to have to sort out fucking loot amongst like 5 or 6 people.
And
every boss.
If that's an high level upgrade, you ain't getting rid of it either.
Well, that doesn't even bother me. Like, with the way M Plus works and stuff, I'm pretty sure raiders will very quickly have a set of high item level shit that we'll just keep in the bank. So it's not a fucking problem, right? That's not an issue for me. But when I was thinking about farm raiding, my soul died. Like, at the prospect. And some people tweet me like, it should only take like 5 seconds to sort that out. I'm like, dude, you have no fucking idea.
No, you don't know, so please don't weigh in, you fucking unenlightened bellend.
Yeah, it's crazy. This whole subject. I mean, this forum thread that because we did a big video on it on Sunday, because it had been playing. We have another video coming on this because we kind of think we've solved one of the issues, which isn't being talked about, but I'm not going to spoil it now. But watch out for that video on Monday.
Do you know what it reminds me of? I'm sorry how it got linked to it, and this is the most remedial form of this argument is. I made a tweet about 2 weeks ago, and I was watching Terminator 2, and I thought, what are my top 3 films? Just in my head. And I couldn't think of the third, so I was like, right, okay, Terminator 2, Top Gun, and I tweeted out, I was like, I can't think of a third. So some guy just tweets, they're not my top 3. I was like, what kind of comment is that?
That was John Wick number 1.
Arsehole, I couldn't pick a third, mate. I love John Wick to death, mate, but I don't know if it's going to take
It's not one of the best films of all time.
Top Gun and Terminator 2 are in the top, but I don't know what my third is. But it's not my top 3, that, lol. It's like, Fuck off.
It's been a really
Arsehole
interesting
comment.
exposure to the amount of people's voices get thrown in. And I got shit on this on stream, actually, because somebody made a comment. I think it was about the GCD or something like that. And, it might have been the Master Leader issue. And someone instantly fired back with, oh, wow, it's pretty elitist. Shockingly, I was being elitist. To say people aren't allowed to have an opinion because they haven't got experience. And wait. Wait. Down, boy. Relax. I said, that's not what I'm saying. Even if you have no experience, you can have an educated opinion if you've researched it. That's totally fine. The problem that I was pointing out is that the entire spiel that this guy's come out with is wrong because it doesn't make sense to what we're talking about. It's like saying, oh, it's fine that sunglasses now block only purple sunlight. And you're like, but the sun isn't purple. And then arguing backwards and forwards about this, like going into detail. It's like, you've never seen the sun though. You must never have seen the sunlight because it isn't purple. What's the point in purple sunglasses? This doesn't make any sense. And it's like, all sunglasses are now going to block purple. It's like, what the fuck does that do? That doesn't help anybody, right? Do you know what I mean? That's crazy. But this guy is like, no, you're not listening. The sunglasses people have told us that the best solution going forward is to block all purple light on sunglasses. So therefore, there's a reason for it. And you're being a moron by saying it shouldn't be this way because you're abusive and blah, 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 and all this shit. And you're like, but the sun's yellow. This like doesn't make any sense. That's what it's like reading some of this stuff.
Who's banging tunes out?
No, it's them. They've got Netflix on. I just want that bottle opener.
Got yourself a beer, did you? So it turned out you were a selfish shellfish all
Hippie.
along and just happened to have some
Why
extra
am I a
beers
hippie?
to give to us.
Lean in, just lean in so you can see yourself.
But I can't
Yo,
see
you
myself.
need your hair. Look.
Jesus Christ, you got a giant head. Look at that thing.
Oh god, get it away from me!
Nits!
Oh, get it away!
It's greasy.
It's like an unclean dog that's just come out of a sewage drain.
Hi, Mike said I look pretty.
Yeah, before, now you're all sweaty.
From far away.
I never said that.
What? Don't make me out to be the liar now.
Anyway,
Deuces.
there's chips in the kitchen if you want any.
In the middle of a show, what do you think this is? Fucking picnic.
After.
Alright, so in a couple of hours, we're going to have some old greasy chips. That sounds awesome. Thanks. You got any other presents for me? Hey?
She's gonna come back with a
Not
peace
now.
pipe.
Not now. Not now. But there you go. But yeah. It's weird to read the war that's going on about this subject.
You want to raise the bar, mate, and just don't address their answer. Just reply back to them. Do you like to stay in Dalaran because it's a safe space?
Well, did you know that it's also like they're going to get rid of being able to jump on druids when they're in travel form because it's invasive, apparently, to some people?
Oh my fucking! Do you know what? I'll say it now. I hate this game. Hate it. There is. If I need to see a blue post that says that.
For me,
This is getting ridiculous.
yeah, that's the thing that is happening. Some people who are druids find it very invasive. They could have had very bad experiences or whatever, so I'm not going to judge too much. But I will say one thing.
To the point where
As somebody who's never been invaded physically, I don't know. But what I will say is I think it's dumb you can't choose. Right? I think that's fair shout that you could choose which travel form you want to use. You do have it forced upon you.
it's a glyph. You can turn it off.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck 'em.
Exactly.
Never mind.
Massive
Take it off my back.
bellends.
Can you do that with flight as well?
Yeah, that's in fact on
I didn't
half
know
of
that.
my
so I'll
half of
take
my
it all
druid
back.
specs. I've got a glyph that turns me into like a Warden's Owl.
So why didn't they use the glyph then?
Because they wanted attention for being massive pissholes. That's it. There is a way that you, personally, without any help from Blizzard, can turn this off. But they won't do it because they need to ruin people's fun. This is what snowflakes do. They get attention. Oh my god, it doesn't affect me, but you are going to feel my pain. They need to shut the fuck up and just let us enjoy the game for the game. Not for your social protocols that we need to adhere to.
Wait a minute, can only use one glyph. The owl glyph overwrites the cheetah glyph. Is
So
that true?
fucking what? Then use the owl glyph. If that offends you, if you're offended because, oh my god, I can't do it, I can't do it.
I'll just say you could have the choice. I think you could just choose which
Fucking
travel
hell.
form you want. I think that's the easiest solution in the world.
Makes sense to me.
I think that's the easiest. I would rather choose which form I want to be
these
in.
people.
I would rather
Assholes.
choose.
But I mean, experience and not experience, like bad experience. I mean, don't do it. There is
Don't
a
do
way
what?
around it. Don't be a travel form druid that can let you jump on the back.
I think what I'm saying is, from my point of view, is I can't say what that feels like. So if it does trigger something and you have been like physically attacked or something, fair enough. I think that's okay because I don't understand that. But what I would say is, I don't think it should be disabled for everything.
Exactly.
That's not the solution. Just let us choose the mount that doesn't get mounts.
This isn't me ranting at Blizzard until they turn that functionality off.
Oh,
When they
good.
turn it
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
Then yeah.
I think
But
we should just have the choice.
Fuck me, I'd love to just like if someone says like, "Oh, I've not got a flying form," one of these little pinicky little shits. And it's like, "Oh, I'll take you there," and I pull out a love rocket, mate.
Put it on the
Jump on
GCD.
that.
That'll fix it. I gotta say, I'm sweating. This room is roasting.
It is a little hot.
This is a fucking toasty room. The beers are flowing now, though. It's gonna get rough tonight, boys. I'm sorry. But apologise in advance.
For what?
Something's gonna happen.
Somebody's coming.
I was the Bloodluster in the raid testing. I actually wanted to just log a different class. I would rather have gone without Bloodlust because that is also on the GCD. I'm never gonna let it go that the GCD change is the worst part of BFA. The fucking worst part. Like, I hated it. Like every pull, it was like Frozen Orb, Berserking, Icy Veins, Bloodlust, start DPS. We're like 8 seconds into the fight and I haven't done fucking anything yet. This is insanity, Blizzard. It's insanity to set it up this way. Let's compare that to live. Eberball, into Flurry, into Iceland, simultaneously pressing Icy Veins and Berserking.
Exactly.
Fuck your
Yeah,
mouth,
top
boss.
shelf.
Fuck
That's
your
what
mouth.
you want, though, right? That's what you
the
want.
Shit. This is it. Like, we're ready to pull. 5, 4. Here we go. Potions on. Fucking get some. Now it's like 3, 2. Frostbolt. Frozen Orb. Berserking. Icy Veins. Bloodlust. Go.
I think I said it. I can't remember what the context
Jesus
was, but I'm
Christ.
talking years ago, expansions ago. I said it's like that feeling of being DPS in a pull. It's like powering up a fucking super weapon.
Yeah, it's
on the moment of
you've
pull.
got and now we've got Army of the Dead's coming up. You know, so you're surrounded by this shit that's like, we're gonna pull this boss, and it's like even on progress that I can't tell you. And I always come back to this because it was fucking awesome. Because when I was a DK main in Kata, and we had 2 more DKs in the group in front of Sinestro. So if you remember Sinestro's room, it's Sinestro in a big pool, and it's a very shallow room that you're in, right? Because you drop down after the 2-headed fucking guy. Cho'Gall. You drop down the floor there, and it's a very shallow room. And you have to form a line across, because it has the slicer thing. Mm-hmm. So you had to make a fucking army line, like a phalanx in front of it. And the countdown would be going, and then at 8, you saw 3 Army of the Deads popping up. And everybody's like potioning, and they're all start casting. And you could see in this big phalanx,
people
all
powering
these
up in their own way.
getting ready with their big fucking hard hitters, ready to go fucking hardcore on Sinestro. And that feeling is awesome. And it's gone now. It's just gone. It's just fucking dead in the water, and it sucks dick. It's fucking awful.
I don't know if I read it or I just made it up, but it's funny, so I'm going to say I made it up. But it's
This
like
is mine now.
It's like, oh, the global cooldown change. Yeah, it's for PvP. It's for PvP. Why is it for PvP? So that you can't make the excuse like, you only won because you popped all your cooldowns.
I know the reason doesn't make sense. Yeah.
No, I didn't pop all my cooldown. I didn't have time to pop all my cooldowns.
Well, you don't. This is what's interesting, right? So part of it is like, oh, we want the spells to... I know I've been on this, but fucking hate it so much. I mean, this is literally something that could make me not play BFA. I'm not joking. I am not sold on BFA. There's so much to consider when popping your cooldowns. There is so much to consider. Let's look at fucking an easy-ass boss. Like, what's the first boss in Antorus called? Garothi. Right?
Yep.
So you have that. Each intermission does that blowjob bit, and then he spits you out, right? So you have the blowjob and the cum shot, and then you're ready to go at him again. Yeah. So you have a choice there, because usually you have your coolies back. So your choice is, do I pop my coolies straight away? But you've got Annihilation coming up, which means you have to move and soak. So if you're a caster for real, That's going to fuck you up. So a bad player, let's do the 3 stages. A bad player will pop his coolies immediately after the cum shot, right?
Yep.
And, I've got to go and soak. So a bad player is not going to soak. You might even wipe. Because he's going to be like, well, I've just popped cooldowns, mate, so I'm not going nowhere. Your average player is going to pop coolies, and your average player is going to pop fucking coolies, and then maybe he's going to go and soak, and then he's going to do no fucking damage, right? Because he's popped coolies, he's wasted them. And then the third player who's considered his options is going to soak and then go into big cooldown rotation. That's enough to be considering with cooldowns to make them work. Mm-hmm. And the amount of people who use cooldown wrong is amazing. There's already plenty of things to be thinking about with cooldowns to make them effective. In that shitty, simple boss, there's like 3 easy different ways it could go that makes it fucking work, right? That's enough. Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah,
I'm right.
I'm not.
I'm actually asking a question. Am I right? 200 quid for phosphid. We know phosphid. Does it come with a joke?
It does. It comes with a joke and a PS. I'd like you to read both, please.
All right. Nope. Not reading that, phosphor. Fuck you, man.
Read the PS then.
What's the PS? Ghost is always right. Okay, I'll read that bit, but I'm not reading the other message.
Say it again.
Ghost is always right.
Say it slowly.
Wait. You're always right. You like that? You like that?
Loved it.
You like that?
Loved it.
That's enough to consider. Fuck off, man. We want it to be more engaging. I'm not engaged. I'm fucking bored. That's
disengaged.
I'm actually really disengaged. I am massively disengaged. I'm just fucking annoyed.
Here's the thing, though. If
I'm not reading it. It's incredible.
They're gonna jerk your chain like they did with the real thing behind legendaries, right? And they are gonna jerk your chain with it because they'll never tell you the reason why. Because, like I think someone mentioned it in the chat before, because I was reading an article on it. Every reason that they've given out so far for why they've brought this global cooldown change has been massively, massively debunked by PvE players, PvP players. And there's just no fucking truth behind it. So, like the whole legendary thing where they lied about how those work, it's good. This is going to be this expansion's variant of it.
Well, they're going to give it us back in a later expansion. That's all that's happening.
I know it is.
This is the classic thing that's going on right now.
But why though? I mean,
because they don't want to give new features. They really don't.
Global cooldowns don't affect your numbers. You can alter outputs and inputs without fucking with mass global cooldowns.
Because I'll tell you why. Because we're going to live with this for, let's say, how long do we think BFA is going to be out? Let's be conservative.
Not long.
And say 2 years.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, this is why I'm not sold on it, right? So it's like, you're going to be like a year and a half, 2 years, we're going to have BFA. And then the next expansion, it's like, we're going to take blah, blah, blah off the global cooldown, and then it's going to feel amazing. Isn't it? Oh, it's going to feel good. It's going to feel really good. And then you're going to be like, oh, the game's faster again. And you're going to have all those comments from people. Let's suppose, and I'm not saying we're quitting WoW. I'm not saying that. But let's suppose I give up on BFA. I'm like, this is not the game I want to play. And people come back to me and say, well, they've taken blah, blah, blah off the global cooldown. That's what's going to happen. People are going to come to me and say, they've changed it. They've changed it back. And it's like, yeah, this is the plan. And they've kind of done it recently because on some classes recently got back their artifact abilities that were real. The classes that were really bad just got back some artifact abilities. Unholy DK has APOC back.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, and it's like, I see what you're doing here. Is like you took it away, made it really bad, and now you're giving it us back. And then saying we fixed it. It's like, you haven't. You've only made it what we already had. Like, that's not new. Now, they have done some good things, though. I'm not going to shit on Blizzard all night. I'm not doing that. They have done some really good things. The new Prot Warriors, kind of nice. Right?
They got APAC, but they lost Wraithwalk.
We have Death's Advance, right?
What's Death's Advance?
The one that makes you immune to slows, I want to say. I can't think.
Do you not increase movement speed?
Remind me.
Back of the food chain, DKs.
But WoW players do have very short memories, yeah.
The direct comparison that you can do is how Destiny 1 ended and how Destiny 2 started. They ripped everything. Mm-hmm. And I mean everything.
Yep.
That was not the core out of Destiny 2 so that they can slowly drip feed you
It's
that
it's
content,
the current big business model. It
absolutely.
really is.
So they can slowly drip feed you that content through the duration of that game's shelf life. And look at the player base drop of Destiny 2 because of that decision.
Well, I think that's the message you need to take away. I know you guys don't play many games other than World of Warcraft. We know that. We see that in our statistics and our numbers. We know that. But we love all kinds of video games. Like, we haven't streamed WoW in like 2 weeks.
Didn't do it in Destiny 1, Bellin. Destiny 1 finish, Wrath of the Machine was a fucking glorious game. Destiny 2 ripped out everything so they can drip it you back in.
It's a very because loot boxes are dead now. I'm sure most of you, even if you don't play the games, I'm sure you've seen that in I think it's Belgium has now declared them illegal. Loot boxes are dead. Like, after Star Wars, that's it. They're fucked. They fucked up the loot box system. Their greed's over. So the new thing we're seeing in loads of games, and we're seeing it all the time. Like, we are very up to date on the games that are coming out over the next year. We plan around that. We have schedules around what we're going to do. We have work to do with that, where Andy makes like very fancy overlays like he did with God of War, where we make fancy gifts and things to help the stream. And we're seeing it all the time, is that this feature's missing from a lot of games that were in like the previous game, and you're like, that's weird. And then suddenly a DLC is announced. I actually think it recently happened with Dynasty Warriors. I think Jim Sterling did a video, is that the new Dynasty Warriors, I know not everybody likes Dynasty Warriors, but let's look at an example. Is the latest Dynasty Warriors got shit panned because a lot of the heroes were missing their signature weapons. And they all had a duplicate weapon, which was like a flail. Like, loads of the characters had the same weapon. And it was really weird that they'd lost their signature weapons. Guess what's in the DLC? Or microtransaction, or whatever it is these classes' original fucking weapons. And it's like, we're seeing it fucking everywhere. We're seeing it all the time. And Blizz seems to be doing the same thing. Is take the game back a few steps. BFA does look that way. And then give it you back later. Like, oh, this feels amazing now, right? It was like it's gross, but it is what they're doing. And a lot of companies are doing it right now. It seems to be the latest thing. Loot boxes have died. And it seems Blizzard's on board with it. And you know why? And I am going to put this on Blizz. And I think we are going to BlizzCon. And I will say it to Watcher there. You're being dishonest with us. We know that. We all know that. You're being dishonest with us. That's not helpful. You can word the real reason, and then we don't have to sit here and make speculation as to why you're making changes. If you would be honest, or at least remotely honest about what you're doing, we wouldn't have to sit here and speculate. Because when you give out answers that are clearly not true, this is what happens, is we go, why are you lying to us? Because Blizzard never used to lie to us, and that was what was awesome. They never used to lie to us, and now it's clearly not true. And we want answers. Because now we're going to sit here and make wild speculation. Let's go back to the Master Looter thing. How many of you think we're kind of right with our theory, or my theory, I should say, I don't want to lump Andy into this, that they're tackling the community fantasy of raiding?
How do you mean?
Well, the main point of the Master Looter video we did, the main point of the Master Looter video was that none of the reasons that Watcher gave made sense, right, to the Master Looter thing. So, so then we have to ask them, why are you making this change? And the only thing I could think of that made any sense was because the community perception, which we have tried to tackle massively this expansion. Mm-hmm. You think about how many videos we made on guild perception, class perception this expansion. We made a lot.
Yeah.
We really tried to tackle that subject. It's because, and we've seen that in the feedback, is the sheer quantity of people who believe raiders and are like these shadowy figures, like these loot councils are these shadowy, underhand, horrible people all the time, like that. And the whole thing about trials was bizarre to read. Who's not giving loots to trials? And people seem to genuinely believe that if loot drops that nobody needs, they'd rather disenchant it or something than give it to a trial. Like, it was utterly insane to read how many people believe that a trial in a guild doesn't get loot. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. Like, I know who's seen that. Who would... And I'm not saying people haven't done it. And I think we have to say that. Some cunt's probably done it. But that's really, really extremely rare. Like, crazy rare. But so many people believe that.
I know.
And then nobody brought up
man.
after... Let's suppose that does happen. After the trial period, you have the best loot in the game. Let's look at a mythic level. The best loot in the game for as long as that guild exists. on your lap, and you never have to worry about it ever again. And everyone came up with this mystical 2-week shit. Where the fuck has that come from? The 2-week trial. Everyone kept going on about this 2-week trial. I was like, where have you got that from? The 2-week trial? I remember people freaked out because it's not like this. I think the trial period was a minimum 6 weeks. But again, we gave loot to our trial, so it wasn't.
It makes sense.
Else. Well, why would you? What are you gonna do? Throw it away? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's what's bizarre. Is like, what are you fucking on about? Like, you join a guild and then you're beaten. This is what it actually felt like. It's like
hazing.
If you join a guild, you are suddenly like scum, and people spit on you daily, IRL, every raid for the whole raid, and then they throw water buckets on you. They keep you up all night. They deny you everything. You are literally a piece of shit. It's like, what fucking planet are you on where that's even remotely true?
I know of a guild that used to do that you told me about, but that was only some people in that guild. But it got me angry hearing about it, that it exists.
I remember that.
Do you want to mute it, or do you want me to?
Sure. 1 second, guys. Yeah, well, it's okay, we're back off. Well remembered, actually. Yeah. Well
that's what I mean, though. Things like that.
Fuck, I've only been in a
brain.
few guilds. People are going to work it out.
Yeah. And I think about those people, I think, God,
So, we came to the conclusion that this fantasy, or I did, I keep lumping you in, but I came to the conclusion that the only way this makes sense is if they're trying to... how many people... Alright, I know, I'm stumbling. Hang on. What percentage of people playing WoW are raiding? Go, chat. What's your thoughts?
What percentage of WoW are raiding? What do you mean, like right now?
Normal.
Or
Including normal. Not in a guild, just...
Do you mean at this
doing
stage?
above LFR.
Do you mean at this stage?
Right now. Okay.
Not a lot. Not a lot. I'd be surprised if it's above 30%. I'd be very surprised if it was above 30%.
I agree with some people here. I think it's around 5. I think it's that low. Yeah. I think it's gotten that low.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No, I think it's gotten that low. I think LFR has become the ultimate dominant, over-precedenting thing for the most players.
Because you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, so some people would point... I think I used this number... 5. I think I said about 5%. I think about 95% of current player base isn't even doing normal or clearing normal. And then some people are like, well, WoW Progress does track people, but that number is unfortunately massively skewed because there are people like me who have 13 characters who have done it, and it counts characters that have cleared it, right? Like, how many characters have you done Antorus with? Let's ask the chat. How many characters have you... A lot of you are raiders, I know that. A lot of you aren't, so I'd love to hear your answers too. How many characters have you done Antorus with? Because I could speak for pretty much every member of my guild, and they must represent, amongst the 26 of them, something like 300 characters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is how skewed the numbers are. Look at this. Look at how skewed the numbers are. And I'm just talking about normal. At this stage of the game, when that content is massively overgeared and crushing. Right? It's crazy. I think that LFR has just been... And they're looking at the numbers and they're like, why are we even making raids anymore? What's causing people to do this? And it's like, well, how the fuck do you fight queuable content that can... Let's go back a bit.
Rose tinted.
No, let's go back a bit to the circle jerk. I made a big video in WoD. Got a lot of traction. I think I got an MMO champ thread. Well played me. Talking about the circle jerk. And many of you watched that and got out of the circle jerk. Because Titan forging, even if you do the easiest content in the game, there is a chance that you can get really, really great gear.
Mythic quality gear.
Mythic quality gear. You can. Ridiculously low chance. But a chance. And people will hold on to that till the end of time. Even before Titan forging, people were doing that. I can't join a guild because I've got low gear, so I'm going to go to LFR and get more gear so I have a chance to join a normal guild. Surprise, surprise, it takes, on average, about like a full tier to get reasonable gear from LFR because you get fucked regularly in there. And guess what? The cycle starts again. Oh, well, I didn't make it this time, so I'm going to go around again. And I'm going to keep going round and round in circles, not going anywhere, not progressing anywhere, until maybe I can do something about it. And now it's even worse, because there's actually a chance that in LFR you could actually get really good gear. And if you've had it drilled into your brain for all time that item level is everything, You're just gonna keep chasing that fucking sausage, man. That carrot that's right in front of your fucking face.
Keep chasing
You're gonna
that sausage.
You're gonna be chasing that
You're
sausage.
gonna chase that sausage.
You're gonna be chasing that. I'm too elitist, apparently. Or maybe it's the truth. But is it the truth? I wish
Yes.
Blizzard would give us fucking numbers.
It is the truth.
I wish we had some data. I would be happy to fucking eat my own shit if it's not true. I would be happy to see 40% of WoW's player base is currently doing at least normal. I would be over the fucking moon. I will be over the moon and I'll eat my own shit, watcher. I have no fucking problem with that. You know why? My shit is literally tacos with cheese and beef.
I can't.
It's not, and I know those numbers aren't true.
I'm in a well shitty mood now.
Yeah, boy!
You know, the thing is, every time anybody, not just in this context, anyone mentions Watcher, the only thing that I can think of is his face when he said, like, you know, certain story parts are not being skippable. And talking about
I hate
12
doing
volts.
story 2. He fucking
I
puts
hate
a lot of
doing
buttons with
story
that. You know why? Because a lot of you guys haven't done the BFA intro scenario yet. Oh, you are going to be mad. Real fucking mad. If you've got any more than, I don't know, one character, oh boy, you have no idea what you're in for because it fucking sucks and it takes ages.
I hate it, and I've not even done it yet. I've watched you do it.
Dude. Oh my god. Who's with me? Who's got beta and has to do the intro again? Don't get me fucking started. Oh my god, it's... yeah, boy. Yeah.
Why would they give you a skip though, Marta? Because, I mean, hey.
Maybe,
hey,
I've already done it.
Hey, I mean, who hates stories, right?
Maybe. Hey, you come back and tell me that if you've got an alt and you start playing BFA and you've, let's say, the second time, the first time you're going to be like, okay, this is pretty cool-ish. You know what I mean? This is all right. Second time you're going to be like, I didn't realise it was actually this long. Right? It's actually pretty long.
Name of my first sex tape.
Third time you're going to be like, fucking kill me. Kill me. And if you've got any more than 3 alts, dude, you're going to be so mad. You're going to be so fucking mad because it's really long. It's like an hour and 15, hour and 30.
Who doesn't love story?
I like story. I mean, we play a lot of story-driven games. Emma, glad you're here. Can I have the other beer out of the fridge?
What is that?
It's a crisp, cool Carling.
Carling?
That's all we've got. What the fuck? I haven't got a fucking shop in the back.
Are you going to beat her up later and all?
What?
Peroni.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, I've got another one.
Excellent.
How do you have 3 Peronis?
Who the fuck buy? No, that's right. Because she had one, you had one, I had one. That means there's one left. That makes 4. That's a standard pack of Peroni. Do you want the Peroni and Alva Carling?
I don't want anything now, mate. I don't want your sympathy, Peroni.
I've got a Carling.
No, I can't. I'm driving.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going home and getting shit-faced and all that for a bit, though.
Yeah, I know. It's good, isn't it?
It's really good, yeah.
Why you get a taxi? I'll get it.
I'll drive you.
No,
Go
'cause
get some more beer.
I need the car. I gotta go swimming in the
Boo!
morning.
Go get some more beer. You'll be sober in the morning. Are you? British? Casual scum. Not a sponsor, by the way. They're not a sponsor. They're not a sponsor at all. Where were we?
Whoa.
No, I'm going to defend Watcher. I'm going to do it. You know why?
Don't do it to me. I'm not.
No, I'm telling.
listening.
No. Listen to me. I know the Blizz devs watch this. I don't know why, but I'm sure you'll laugh at me if we're at BlizzCon. I'm going to defend Watcher. I 100%, and I'm not joking. I'm not fucking trolling here right now. I 100% think he hates having to say that shit. Because that guy's the next Mythic Raider, and he knows it's bullshit. I'm telling you right now. No, I will defend him, because he's the fucking mouthpiece. And sometimes in a company, you've got to say... No, I don't want a donut. What the fuck?
I don't know.
I think
No,
I'm
thanks,
fucking... I didn't do like a 12k bike this morning, so I
Don't
can have
get
a
outside,
jam
it's like
donut.
jam
I did it so I
donuts.
can have 3 beers at least.
I can fit that.
Sometimes for a company, you've got to say your bit. You've got to do your bit.
2 of them in. Look at this.
Yeah, still a Mythic Raider. He knows it's not right. He knows, but it's... We don't know why, though, do we? We don't know why. Which is a great mystery. Come back! Fat ass, what are you eating?
I don't know.
All your jam
Look at your face,
splooging
you're
out.
like a crack whore.
Did you just put fucking jam on my carpet?
No.
Better get down there and lick that shit up.
Ben, get this.
I've had a Carling now. You're in trouble, girl. Don't make me get the stick.
She's got it, mate.
Anyway, want to say hello to Ben after his neck surgery?
I've got to move now.
No. You can do it. Come here, buddy. Right, there's no chances
Yeah.
you don't. I'm not giving the dog
Can he
donut.
not? Is that
No, it's fucking really bad for him. You're joking. It's bad for you.
Needs a pudding.
He needs a pudding. No, he's no chance. He wants a
Oh,
donut.
gone. It's gone.
He doesn't
Gone,
believe you.
gone.
Anyway, come on. We're doing a show.
To you.
Yeah, well, he can get out now. Out, Ben. It's too late. Oh, don't make him crawl through there. That's so mean.
I won!
Anyway, Ben's doing fine, by the way. As is my son. Yeah, I did say in that video that Max is fine, so you didn't need to panic. So, but thank you for asking, everybody. Max is alright.
I'm going to have to just go off camera for 1 second for reasons I can't say on camera.
So Andy's reaching deep into his ball bag right now
Oh,
and
God
giving
damn it.
that shit a
It's
swoosh.
these shorts, man.
They're Oakleys.
They're Oakleys indeed.
How did they fit you?
They're beautiful, yeah. I've just got a problem at the minute of...
Okay, so you're posting some
What a
good
fart.
comments.
I would have stayed here.
Yeah. But I genuinely believe Watcher hates having to say that stuff. I really do.
I don't.
I
You
do.
cannot have a
I want to
smug
ask him that.
face
If
like
he's at
that.
BlizzCon, I want to have a private with him. But he probably won't say anything because you think I'll tell people, which I won't.
I'm sorry, you can't get that look in your face of smugness, of that level of genuine smugness, and not believe what you say.
I think he does believe the lore. I'm talking about the Master Leader stuff and the GCD stuff. I don't know about the GCD stuff. I can't figure out the real reason for that.
And you know what?
It's got
We
just
never
to slow
will.
down the game.
That's
It's gotta
what's-
be.
Is that not annoying you? The fact that we won't know.
Yeah, it really does. So there's a video coming out actually immediately after the web show because it's ready to go actually, but I didn't want to release it at the same time as a web show because that would be bad for business. Which is what it's like at 120, and they have taken a different approach this time, which they haven't really told us about. Because they're being so fucking mysterious about everything. Why? It's the problem. Just tell us what the end game goal is. What's Azerite Armor supposed to do? Because right now it doesn't do shit. Tell us. But I've capped on beta. We have a cap character, which was...
Would you say you're King Beta? High five.
No.
King Beta!
We capped on beta, as many people have now. They did a big wipe. They wiped all our characters that we had. And then said we're not going to wipe anymore. But they did say they're going to do character copy. So I kind of wanted my main characters because they've got like dual Legos and shit like that. Really surprised. So 120, when you cap, nothing's going to happen. Sorry. Literally nothing happens. I was really surprised. I capped and it was just like, who cares? Right, yeah, so you don't get a new talent, you don't get anything. And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe it's missing. Could be. Because usually, like in Legion, when you cap, you get like a prompt. To go and see Dadgar. He's going to tell you about world quests. He's going to give you some idea of what's going on.
But you only see Dadgar like that far into the expansion though when you cap though, right?
But when you cap, something happens. Do you get a talent at 110? I can't even remember. It's been that long. I haven't capped a character in forever.
Don't think so.
I'm pretty sure there's a 110 talent, right?
Is it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. You tell me, fuckers. I don't know. But yeah, when you cap, nothing happens.
Bellula did some class videos recently, mate.
No. Mr. Bellula makes all the videos about everything.
That is such an open comment.
Believe me. Although we did get into... I did let him know last night that Loz was explaining to me why Vegas is superior to Premiere Pro. And I just thought I'd send that Bell's way.
It's not, but Vegas is more user-friendly.
Yeah, like I was... I hope we see Bellula soon.
I hope we see Bellula soon.
I hope we see you soon,
I'm
Mike!
tired of these allegations of clickbait. I heard it all. I got told by my nunnery friends.
The best thing about being with Bell was they're not allowed gambling where Bell's from. It's legal. So we took Bell to a casino. And he walked in, he went, I'm going to be hanged for this.
Yeah.
Like, he was so amazed. And we're there with like our 20 quid total chips. Because we were like, look, we're going to go to a casino because it's really fun and it's games. But 20 quid is the max, right? 20 quid is the max. And Bell was like, this is insane.
It was well good though. Don't look at me like that, hit me. 21.
But yeah.
You gotta be good at blackjack though, mate.
You gotta be good at blackjack. It's a real game of skill. Ask Emma.
It is a game of skill.
Emma convinces every time the croupier to tell her what to do.
I love
when she
that word,
wins all the
croupier.
time.
Do you think the word's sexy?
So's
You was coming to the same thing as me. Croupier's a
So's
sexy
the
word,
fucking
man.
coffee making people. That's sexy as fuck.
Barista.
Oh, I would jizz every time. If I liked coffee, which I don't.
I fucking love coffee.
Do
I
it
died.
now!
Do you mean you don't like coffee?
Anyway.
Pervert. Well, no, blackjack though. I think you just glossed over the fact that you say that that's like not a game of skill. It is.
Okay.
Don't tell me otherwise.
Anyway. Blackjack, the big game of skill.
Can we not? All right then, smarty pants.
Smart pants!
Let me tell you a story. London.
A bell lost.
No. London, mate. You and Emma crapped out. Who was the big dog that got you some wedge back?
To be fair, you crapped out first.
No, I didn't. Not once that
Yeah,
night.
but you went down to
said,
nothing.
I went down to the minimal chips,
Yeah.
reeled them in, and then pow, just
Did I
dropped
give
the
you
hammer
my
on the
chips?
table. No, you did not. You gave Emma your chips.
I gave Emma my chips.
Then Emma crapped out.
I got bored. I could only gamble for like half an hour.
I made it
I'm
fucking
bored.
rain.
I'm fucking bored. It's like, you know what gambling's like for me? It's like Diablo.
Do you remember?
Like half
right?
an hour in, I'm like, I'm done. I
Do
don't
you
understand
remember when we
the
was
game.
in London, right? It was London. It was dead nice. It was night time. It's like, we're going to the casino. And I said, it's like, no, I'm going to go back to the hotel. Like, you and Emma have a nice night out. We're in London and that. I'm just going to go back to the hotel and chill. And then you went, it's not because you've got a gambling problem, is it? I'm so sorry for it. No. I just thought you could use it. Right, I thought you might have had a gambling problem.
It's Northern Ireland, right? No, I was being nice.
What are you doing? I was like being cheeky, but also.
I didn't know that. It didn't go across
naughty.
that way.
Why? What are you talking about now?
What you were talking about? When I asked you if you didn't want to gamble because you were like didn't want to get.
Addicted to gambling.
I think it's a fair question.
I said no. It hurt my feelings.
But you had fun though, right?
I don't get addicted to things. Things get addicted to me, Mike.
Anyway, Northern Ireland's where gambling. Bell is from Northern Ireland, right?
I don't know.
Where's gambling illegal?
Ireland.
It's not Republic. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Northern Ireland. That's where Bell's
Don't
from.
drive tonight. No, I've only had one. I'm absolutely fine. I'm just good. I'm
You
feeling
really drank
good.
Volvic strawberry. Like balls in your throat. There you go.
I'm gonna have a shitload of. I was gonna say shitload of dicks when I get home. Then I'm not.
Try Path of Exile.
No.
A dungeon crawler loot games. No thanks. Anyway, so there's an Irishman, Sandman Slims.
Bellular.
It's not illegal. It fucking is.
Don't talk to me. What's illegal?
And also you're asking about any news about what's happening at PreachCon. No. And you know why? We're sold out. I don't need to tell you anymore. And that's way more fun.
I've got a couple of things
Right?
on
It's
my
like beta
board.
raid testing. Yeah, I can see it there.
You see the two things that I wrote on the far right?
Yep.
I got two things to agree to something at PreachCon.
Exactly. Like
If they
we
go
don't.
back on it now.
This is how we always ran it with PreachCon. From the very first moment we conceived the idea and we were talking to Loz and Alex about coming, it's like, do you want us to announce it and let people know what's going to happen? It's like, no. If we sell out, it's done. People will be there. We don't need to release any information. We can keep it. We can just have it like that way, right? And then we can have it just like Blizz. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Don't compare me to keep Blizzard keeping it secret. Don't do that. There you go. But I would like to know the reason for the global cooldown. Have we got any theories? Help me out here.
Yes.
What's the theory?
As a cynic,
I've got to come in as a pessimist.
right? And this is down to its most remedial form of way that I can convey it across. So don't take it as harsh as it's going to sound. It's to make the game shit so that the next one will feel better.
That doesn't make sense, though. Why would you take that financial
Because they're
loss?
hoping that the story and additional features will carry it to the next expansion when they give it you back and they use that as the gimmick for the next expansion. Because it ain't because of PvE, it ain't because of PvP, it's because they want to give you back the functionality that you want.
That's the most logical reason, is that eventually they can give it back and it'll feel miles better then. But
I think I want a high five.
yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't think they want to... I think they... Do you think Blizzard's confident enough that they could change the game in a really bad way, but people just won't stop playing, so it doesn't matter, so
Yes.
they can get away with it? Do they have the confidence that they can get away with that?
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
I do. I mean, do you know what White Claw? I agree with what White Claw says. Because
use it,
Alliance... Well, okay then. Twat aside, White Claw. I'm with you, mate.
I love you.
Mike doesn't like the truth, so that's probably why I don't like you. But you'd be foolish to think that the allied races are not going to carry a lot of weight.
Well, they did announce, was it yesterday, that they've had like the biggest upsell in store transactions.
Shocker.
I'm shocked too. Well, just looking at the sheer quantity of threads on the official forums and any other subsection about allied races is scary. Like, people are chomping at the bit to... I'm pretty sure at this point Vulpera are going to be a store-bought allied race.
I don't. I think they're going to be a neutral race.
Let's put a quid on it.
No, I want to up the stakes. I want to forfeit.
Nah.
Why not?
I don't have to.
Put your balls in my mouth.
I already said it. Why would you want that?
Sorry, I was thinking of something else. You think Vulpera are going to be store-bought only? No.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not saying I don't think they will, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Let me tell you why, Montel. It's because, A, they are still going to make a dickload of money from people race changing. B, it will keep subs running while they cap the little bastards that don't want to have to pay for it. So, they win either way.
No, that's a fair point. They don't need to. Because so many people will pay for it.
Tell me I'm right.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It's the Overwatch system.
I'm having a wild good night
You have to
now.
buy Overwatch, right?
What do you mean?
Overwatch has a purchase price up front.
Yeah, but you get
It's
everything.
It's not on skins only. Yeah, but you don't get the skins, do you?
Oh no, skins is
Yeah,
from currency in game and stuff.
Are they going to have to get rid of the loot boxes in Overwatch then?
No.
Because it's been declared illegal?
No, because it doesn't in any way interfere with your gameplay. It's completely.
It doesn't matter. All loot
customization.
boxes are illegal in Belgium, so they're just going to disable that?
Sorry, Belgium. They better not do though. Man likes his seasonal loot boxes. You feel me?
Oh, but okay. A better example would be the Hearthstone system then. They can give you the game because
No, I think that works on a different system because this is a card game where it works on the basis of if you was building a card game in real life, where you would build packs with a chance of.
But the model's still the same, right? Like you get the base game and you can buy more. They don't need to. Oh, they do sell the expansions there, right?
You can buy the expansion, but that doesn't give you access to all the cards.
No, and then you buy cards on top of that. How much money are they making on Hearthstone and Overwatch?
A lot.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
The amount of people I've seen, like, who don't play Overwatch anymore, but the new skins come out that are temporary. They just go, ka-ching, 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 just take my fucking money. I can't think of any examples, like, right close to me, but the amount of people who just throw fucking money at Overwatch and then just don't play it. They get all the skins and they just don't play the game.
I do play it, but I just don't have time to invest into what I used to do.
A lot of fucking money. Yeah, it works, right? It fucking works. Just ka-ching, 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 and then turn the game off. Done. I got the skins I wanted. And yeah, we can admit it. They're too tempting. Don't be ashamed of it. That's entirely what that system is designed to do. It's entirely what it is. I'm so lucky for not giving a shit about looks. I mean, you can tell, right?
I don't spend money on it anyway, mate.
Yeah, I'm so lucky that it doesn't bother me. Really, I am. Although I'm gonna change race on my mage. I'm fucking sick of that. I don't even know what it's called. It's not a night elf. It's the other one.
Nightborn.
Nightborn. Fucking garbage. Don't even do flips.
It don't even before you even see its animation. Did you not look at it and think, "Wow, that's shit"?
No, it had the best racial. But like,
God, you're such a gay.
It had a good racial. Like, what more do I need? I might even go. Oh, wait a minute. No, because I hate that the racials are on the global cooldown now. I might have to stay Nightborn, so I don't have another global to add to my thingy. That's what I enjoy, the nerd stuff. I don't give a fuck what skin my character's got. I'm not fucking arsed.
Void Elves, mate, and let me tell you why. Because of my mage, I've got 3 blinks. But one of them, I like to mess around with, like fire it off one way, run the other way, and it's like, not there.
I want to know, how susceptible are you to skins and ally races? Be honest, we don't care.
I fucking love it.
You fucking love it. Like, the race choice is a big deal.
Here's the thing, right?
Like, genuinely a big deal. No jokes.
I'll tell you what, I'll tell you as it is right now, it's like, if I was still playing Horde, or if I was Alliance, and if I was a Blood Elf, or if I was a human, if they had no racials whatsoever, I'd still pick those. I don't care. Because I don't play at that level of play where it matters. But I don't care. Because I don't want to... I want to play what my preference looks like. You get me?
But does it bother you if it's not right?
What do you mean if it's not right?
So you like playing, say, Blood Elves.
Yeah.
But if you had made an undead...
Mm-hmm.
And you'd capped it before Blood Elves. So you had this undead character
Yeah.
before Blood Elves came out. And then Blood Elves came out. Would you be like, I have to change this?
Race change.
Yeah.
Boom. So I did
Without question.
Yeah.
That's how they've got you, all right? Like,
How they've got me?
Well, of course, they give you a better option. So, like, I know we're going to get some triggers here. So let's try this. How many of you right now, Vulpera just went live. How many of you are now about to throw money at Blizzard? Be honest. Be honest. I don't say I can't afford it. If you could afford it. If you could afford it.
I would change at least 33% of my characters to Vulpera.
Okay, that's a lot of no's. Alright, what about High Elves? Is that the new big one?
They're not bringing in fucking high elves.
Yeah, but people want High Elves, right?
They've already confirmed they're not doing it, though.
That's
Well,
not,
if they
that's
did
not
do
the
it-
point of the question.
if
We're
they
saying
did do
High
it-
Elves just went live. They just announced it. High Elves are now available. Fuck off. No, fucking hell, this is hard work, because I think some of you are lying.
Here's the thing I was just going to say,
I think
right?
some of you are lying.
I'm not calling you liars, but you are fucking liars. I guarantee there are certain people in there that are just like, no, it doesn't interest me. You know what? More power to them.
Until
The
you
rest
see one
of
run
them-
past you.
Yeah, the rest of them, like I can recognise a few of these names that we've had conversations in the past that says, take my money or something like that. You are a fucking liar that's just trying to jump on the bandwagon right now.
The new orcs. Everyone's triggered on the beta who made a Magar Orc because he didn't get access to any of the quests. It like bugged them all out.
Oh, the new Magar Orcs are on beta.
Yeah.
What else? Have they brought in the trolls yet?
No, because that's later in the expansion.
Why is it one of the first released fucking allied races then?
It's later in the expansion.
Do you know why? Because of the
'Cause
hype
then
it
they-
generated,
Yes.
and then the numbers will pick back up later in the expansion
I don't
when
wish
they
to be-
release them. Oh, bravo, Blitz.
Yep,
Bravo.
indeed, yeah. I haven't made any comment on it, but you are 100% correct. There is no reason to release all the allied races at once, because when it starts to slow down,
You can have another one.
we can add another one.
Yeah.
We can add another one.
Fucking horrible.
It's really bad, man. It's really fucking grim, but that is the truth. They'll let people... Oh, what do I want to be? Do I want to be a Nightborn? That's what I am, right? I want to be a Nightborn? Alright, I'll be a Nightborn. But then, later down the line, something else comes out. Yeah.
Wild of Vaughn, two things. One, Vulpera is not confirmed, and we don't know what faction they're going to be. But, like, a lot of people have said they're going to be Horde. I 100% guarantee you right now, just from opinion and thought and process, it's going to be a neutral allied race.
Yeah,
You know
I think
why?
so too, because everyone wants it.
Because everyone wants it.
Or, they also want more people to switch to Alliance, though. Potentially, there'll be Alliance for that reason.
I don't think... No. That race specifically is going to be neutral. I tell you right now. Do you know why? Because that character skin is a completely different demographic. I'm not talking about young people, but like that kind of sort of... You know, you can call it fucking furry. You can call it what you want. But that demographic of people that like animal-based cutesy things is a completely demographic from someone that wants, I don't know, a big Tauran warrior, you know?
I don't think there's
You
a
know what I'm
problem with
saying?
Vulpera. I don't
There isn't
associate
a problem with
I don't
Vulpera.
associate with furries at all.
No.
People like cutie characters.
That's what I mean.
I don't think that's weird.
It's a cutie thing.
Yeah. Is it a problem that
No.
a lot of the raid... No, not that.
Sorry, mate, I jumped the gun a
I know,
little quick
I know.
there. Hot off.
You're popping your jizz. Tuck it back. Think about Maggie Thatcher. Maggie Thatcher. Is it a problem that most of the raiders are Horde? Because apparently it's a problem.
No.
I don't see it's a problem.
Yeah, I just like them because they're cute. Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
with
There's
you.
nothing wrong with it.
I'm with you. I like
Why
them
does
'cause they're cute.
every animal thing have to be a furry now?
Because it's an animal.
What's the percentage of the population that's a furry? Like 0.00 fucking 1% or something fucking stupid. It's not like we're all sending fucking masturbation videos out. Alright? It's a ridiculous.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be sending out a video of you, like, jacking yourself, but, like, really hurting your pee-pee. That's a sad pee-pee. Really hurting it. And you
Well,
could send
yeah.
it to everyone.
Apparently it is a problem that most of the raiders are Horde.
It's not. It's
If you're
not.
interested in raiding, yes, it's a problem because people who join the Alliance transfer the raid to actually... No, there are Alliance raiding guilds. But I mean, how many people are we talking about? Let's be real here. Let's say you don't know anything about WoW and you make an alliance character, but you really want to raid. Here's a question. How many of you just stick with the... How many of you the first are still never played the other faction? Ever. I started as alliance with you.
You did. I flip-flopped more times than I
flip-flopped because
care
it
to
was
remember.
a better choice.
Yep.
But your first character, you're hardly going to become a fucking hero. Oh, I've got such a better question. I'm going to have to wait. Stop answering. Stop answering!
Keep answering.
No, stop. Okay, so a lot of you have never played the other faction. That's really interesting. Stop.
That's blind loyalty.
Someone tell me when you stopped.
No, do you know what? That's not blind loyalty. That's personal goals.
Yeah, I think people do what...
That's
I'm going to ask a
goals.
really interesting question in a minute. Have we stopped?
Ooh.
Still going. You spamming me. How many of you are here? There's too many of you. Stop it. All right. Okay, good stop. All right, excellent. How many of you still main the first character you ever rolled?
I would have done.
But you don't.
Because I don't have that account. What's that? It's a big violin.
Wow. That's a lot of you. That's crazy. Really? That's way more than I thought we're going to say that.
You think that's comfortability?
I don't know. Like, there's no way we could scale this
Attachment?
based on this, but that's really interesting. Like, the first character you picked, you're still, like, maining to this day. That's crazy. Because I was going to make the argument, like, how likely are you really to stick with the first character that you made? Because you're going to be like, this is okay, and then you're going to see something nicer. You're going to see, like, a druid turn into a bear, and you're going to be like, oh my god, I'm going to become a bear. Then you're going to try a druid, and then you're going to realize, oh my god, I'm going to try a paladin, because they're better. Which is what we did. I started on a hunter, and then I saw, like, a warrior, and I was like, that's cool.
I've only flip-flopped between two mains. But it's all... The first character was a rogue, then it was a paladin, then it was a rogue.
And then a demon hunter.
That's because I tried to shift my paradigm, but look what happened. Straight back to
Alcoholic, yup, that's me. Yeah, that's interesting.
It is. I think the biggest thing with that is personal attachment. It's got to be.
Well, there's loads of stats I wish Blizz would give us. Like, how many people would not Realm... Because Realm, people are really connected to Realm for some reason.
They don't do free transfers anymore.
Not really, not need to. There's not enough players.
Good
Sorry,
point.
I'm not trying to make a dig. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. They do sometimes to balance realms, but they have to cross realm shit. There's no reason to do that
I just
anymore.
like the utility of my bank once in a while. You know, when I'm in Dalaran.
I'm really interested to see certain numbers. Like, how many people would probably pay for a race change and things like that, but would absolutely refuse to faction change to a server where if you wanted to raid, you expect Blizz to fix it rather than go where the raiding is, like, immediately. Like, it's like, oh, I've been stuck in this town forever, but the bus leaves all the time, right? It's like, how many people stay on dead realms where there's nothing going on? Like, you fucked up, right? Your first character, you fucked up. That's fair enough. Anybody could have made that mistake. No one's fucking moaning at anybody who was like, Blizzard's recommended realm is always something wank, right?
Yeah.
It's like the worst realm ever. You would never choose that. But you don't know that until you've played the game for a while. And then you're like, well, Blizzard need to fix this, right?
No.
How many people are like that, though? Because obviously, yeah,
I
I bet there's a
the
huge
same amount of
yeah.
people that are actually fucking up the game right now.
We check the numbers; they're identical.
It's the same crowd. I'd be very, very surprised. I'd show my ass in a supermarket window if it wasn't the same crowd.
Like, the prospect of re-rolling or something like that, I would rather re-roll in a fucking heartbeat to a realm that had a really good, thick, fucking solid, hairy, smooth, shaven community than stay on a dead realm and hope for a fix.
No, it's never going to happen.
Like, what, you know, and I do see it a lot. It's like, well, my realm's dead, so what can I do? And it's like, move.
That's
like,
blind
come on,
stupidity.
get some gusto. You've got to motivate yourself to move to where the
Keep
action
your
is.
character there and just re-roll.
If you want to be an actor, don't stay in Iowa. Do you know what I mean? That's
Don't
not
get
where,
it, mate.
Because no one. You want to go to Hollywood, right? That's where the action is.
If there's a famous person, though, that's come from Iowa, I'm taking you down.
Joey Johnson's from Iowa. Slipknot from Iowa. That's all I can think of off my top of my
Because
head.
of the album
But he's a drug addict.
called Iowa.
Yeah. That's all I can think of. But you get what I'm saying. You don't stay... If you want to be a famous fucking Hollywood actor,
You mean it's Hollywood?
be in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's where you need to be, right?
You have to pay a move. I don't want to pay, so I don't move. Then re-roll a fucking
but
character.
Would you not re-roll either? This is the point I'm saying. Would you rather, like, wait for Blizzard to fix it
It's not working.
and complain about it? Like, Blizzard needs to be, what, sending people to you? Is that what you're hoping is going to happen? Because when they tried the realm merge, the fucking... This is historical fact. Wasn't even that. They were going to try and realm merge, and sure, some names would have been lost, but they tried to merge realms because it's like, well, you've got a Dead Alliance realm, you've got a Dead Alliance realm, you've got a Dead Alliance realm. But if we merge all three of your realms, you've got a full active Alliance realm. People said fucking
Hold on.
no.
I need to... This guy won't move because he's got 11 years on his warrior and he can't just, in inverted commas, re-roll. Here's the thing, though. You're stupid enough to invest 11 years on a dead fucking server. You can just re-roll.
And why can't you move? Because you won't pay? So what are you going to do?
You can play on a shit server and ruin your
But
experience
nobody's
of the game.
suggesting that you're... Are you waiting for Blizzard? This is the important question. This is the important question. No insults. This is the important question. Are you just saying that because you're there? Or are you actually waiting for Blizzard to do something about it? Because if you're not, and you're not looking for a raid guild or anything, and like you're fine with the way your realm is, then who cares, right? That's not a counter to what we're saying. We're talking about the guys who have like, oh shit, I'm on a dead realm, who've realised that, and are like,
It ain't a dead realm. Then why the fuck are you piping up? I don't get it.
oh, you're just jumping in for no reason. Fair enough.
Not fair enough. Knobhead.
I'm not asked.
But the question was, who's staying on a dead realm because they don't want to leave the character?
Actually waiting for Blizzard to do something about it.
What a massive bellend. You've got yourself to blame. Congratulations. You're an idiot.
I was on a dead realm waiting for Blizzard to do something about it. Then I got fed up and moved to the most populated horde realm. Good.
That's my man right there.
That's the boy. Like, how much...
There you go.
Think about how many months you're paying for, right? Think about how many months you're paying for where nothing's going on and you're waiting for Blizzard to do something like that. But I've got to tell you guys, if you are in that situation and you weren't here in Mists of Pandaria when Blizzard tried to do something about it, the player base said no. And I'm serious. That's what happened. So if you are in that scenario, if you're watching right now and you're in a dead realm and you're hoping Blizzard's going to do something about it,
Tough. Wake up.
don't hold your breath, boys, because they tried. They did try. And the only way they could do it, because remember we did the video, I think, where they did cross realm, but it was like they did merge all the realms, but they got you to keep your name next to it. Like you were definitely still on, say, Ragnaros. They were like, don't worry, you're definitely still on Ragnaros.
You're fine.
You're fine. We haven't moved your realm. Because people were like, I've been on, I don't know, fucking Dentag forever. And I'm committed to the Dentag way of life. So what the fuck does that even mean? The fuck does the Dentag way of life mean?
There isn't one. It's a fallacy,
it's
a blind
it's
fallacy
total fucking bullshit.
of loyalty to a realm.
It really is. And then you're going to have a shitty game experience that you're paying monthly for, either by gold or real life cash. Why the fuck would you do that to yourself? Dentag hype. Dentag's fucking popping, dude. Don't shit on Dentag, man. It's fucking awesome. Say where their friends are. Yeah, I get that. You've got friends on that realm. I totally agree with you.
If you're playing directly with them in the guild and you're happy with the way that you're playing, that's fine. What we're talking about mainly is the hindrance of the loyalty to a realm. That's what we mean. If you're playing with your friends on a dead
Fine,
realm,
right? You're fine.
you're fine because that's your goal. That's what you want to do. But what we're saying is, like, if you're sat there, you're playing a character that you've got 11 years of investment in, and all you're thinking is, this realm's fucking shit, and you don't do anything about it because of either the realm or your character, then you've got yourself to blame, waiting for either A, Blizz to fix it, or B, your stupidity and not re-rolling, or moving a character to another server.
And if you are saying you're willing to join a guild on that realm that still has your friends on it, that is no longer relevant because you can join a group with anybody on Battle.net. If they're your friends, you can join a group with them anytime, anywhere, and I do it all the time. I do not play on... I just moved realm. Just moved realm like 2 months ago or something. And it's fine. I can still play with everybody on my friends list.
I think
who are the people I want to play with.
The collective is, if...
Not Lester, though. He's a twat.
If it fucks up your personal goal, then you've only got yourself to blame.
Yeah, you can't say, I want to stay on this realm because my friends are here, but I want to join a guild. That totally works, because cross realm works everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that at all. There's no problem with that. With the community feature, will realms even matter? No, they're trying to get away from that for this exact reason. But you'll have to get into the community. That's going to be tough if you're very, like, like, for us, it's going to be a piece of piss, right? For streamers and shit like that, communities are the best thing ever. We've already decided we're going to have a community of everybody who wants to join it. That's fine. We're going to have a community of people who want to do heroic raiding, if we're playing BFA. And we'll have it run that way, and we can team up with anybody at any time. But that's easy for us, right? Because look how many of you are here right now. We can do that all day. Not Mexeng, though. Bit of a twat.
Oh, he made a really good point then as well.
Yeah, but still.
I made a main. Shut up! I made a main on a dead realm, and when I started to play more seriously, I switched to a realm and joined a guild.
Good man. Don't live on these dead realms.
Perfect.
It's a fucking waste of time. Especially because people are leaving the game all the time.
But here's the thing though, don't put all your chickens in that cross-realm, multifunctional, social bullshit new thing that's coming in game, mate, because you still can't do master loot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm currently connected as your Narub Kazmodan, 101 years at 120. Impossible to recruit in guilds, only survive by merging. Yeah, it does struggling people. I'm vocally for transferring, but they have a core who are too connected. They are holding out for more connected realms. Flawed mindset, but I love them.
You've got to decide what you want more, the companionship of your mates or your personal goal in terms of progression or whatever you're after.
And it's a decision, as weird as this sounds, it's a decision most of us have had to make at some point. I've been no, that's not true. I have been unlucky, where I've had to make a tough decision where I've had to look at my friends and say, TBC was the worst. Let me tell you. TBC, for those of you who haven't watched Storytime or anything like that, let me tell you the story. After the break.
Oh, I was just going to say I'm down for a piss. Let's go for
I've got a story to tell you. I'm going to tell you after the break.
Can I put some tunes on?
Sure you can.
Yay!
Back in a minute. I'm going to get another beer. Welcome back, everybody!
Don't address them. We're not done here.
We're not invading each other.
Look where your knee is.
For fuck's sake.
There's a line. An actual line, and you crossed it.
We're out of beer, which has become a bummer. I wasn't intending to have a beer, but we've had some beers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope you're having a great Saturday along with us. It's a lovely summer here in the UK. It's absolutely boiling hot.
I had a
in here.
barbecue, mate.
What did you have?
I had some succulent steak, pork belly, chicken skewers, and a bit of a lamb kebab.
I had chicken pasta sweet corn.
You suck, man. You know what I'm having tomorrow? Barbecue. Again.
Barbecue again.
It's a smorgasbord of meats.
Thank you for all you subs. You're the best, man. You're the absolute best. And I just want to say before we get into this, Andy's off on Monday, so Dead Space will continue on Tuesday. We'll have a WoW day on Monday. We'll have a nice WoW day and have some fun there, so it'll be all good. Anyway, a story. So we were talking about people who are trapped on Dead Realms, not wanting to leave your friends and all that. And I fully get that. I have experienced it. But let me tell you two little stories here. Let me tell you two little stories. You might remember from Storytime 1, my vanilla guild, Berserkers, mate. Yeah?
Oh.
In it?
Oh.
The Berserk with a Z.
I know, I remember it.
Which was a Team Croatia guild. Team Croatia guild. I did some bad things there. And I wanted to share that story with you because I think it's important that sometimes we do shitty things and getting it off your chest is a good thing. I wanted to talk about it. Like, it was bothering me. Even years after the fact, it was bothering me that I fucked that guild. And I did fuck that guild. But I had friends in that guild. This is the other side of the story. The other side of the story from Storytime, right? So the other side of the story is I had a lot of friends in that guild. And I knew what I was about to do was going to fuck them over. I didn't really care about the leadership because they were not the best people. But I knew that was going to happen. And sometimes you are faced with that decision in WoW, as daft as it is. You are faced with that decision that you might have to do something where you say goodbye to your friends. And I had to do it. But I can tell you another time as well. I did that, and I moved on, and that guild died because of what I did by leaving. Once I left, the guild died. And I knew when I was going to leave, the guild was going to die. I knew that. In TBC, it was a different story. I ran my own guild. I formed it at the end of Vanilla. You were in it for a while.
Waiting about?
We had a guild called...
Say it. At the start of TBC.
I'm going to let the chat say, because the chat knows my TBC guild name. I'm sure they do.
I bet they do, mate. You know why?
I bet they do. I bet they do.
Is it because the darkness fills your heart, but the light burns your enemies?
Kills my enemies. Light kills my enemies.
Well, wouldn't it say burns? What kind of a shit
There you go. It was Dark Light, yeah. I had a guild called Dark Light. Now, that name is super fucking edgelord. It is Super Edgelord.
We had that in Neocron as well.
In my defense, it was the name of our old clan in a different MMO. So
Yep.
we just adopted that name because it had many members in it who were from that clan in a different MMO. So it was like the return of that clan, right? That was the idea behind it. But it was called Darklight. But that was 100% friends. 100%. Because I formed the guild and I personally invited every member of that guild, including Andy. I can probably name of the 30-man roster or whatever we had in Darklight. I could probably name all of them if I think about it very quickly. RH, Genji, yeah, Montania, Moo, Poge. If I was to skip through those names, Intox,
Tyrannical, is it?
Tyrannical.
I miss him, man.
Yeah, as Andy can, we can reel off the names of all those people. That's how closely connected we were to those guys, right? So they were all friends. Everybody's in that friend. Everybody's there. But a time came when I outgrew the guild. And that's the problem you guys are in this situation. You've outgrown the guild. You have different aspirations. And it's very difficult to accept because me and him might sit here side by side and we play games together and we do all kind of things. We do not have the same goals in World of Warcraft by any means whatsoever. We both love the game, in different levels. But when it comes to WoW...
Are you throwing shade at me?
No, you prefer to go
laughed
like...
when you said that.
No, you do stuff in WoW that I would never ever do, and I do stuff in WoW you would never ever do, right?
Punch you right in the spudlings, mate, then.
Why?
Because you laughed when you said it. Albeit at a different level.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant we love different things in WoW, right?
Shots fired, mate. But carry on. Uppance will be swift.
All I'm saying is that even though we have very close friendship IRL, we can't even play WoW together properly. We can't do it, right?
But you are right.
Yeah, we can't play WoW together. We've tried it a number of times. It just doesn't work out long term, right? So, in TBC, I outgrew my guild. As you guys have done the same thing. You're all these Dead Realms. Your friends are all there. 100% of that guild was my friends. Now, what? I had to make the decision. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to... Unfortunately, the sad truth is, I can't play with you guys anymore. It's just not what I want to be doing because it's too slow. It's frustrating. I love you guys. I really do, but it's too frustrating. It's too annoying. I don't even want to log into WoW anymore.
Did it not make you moist?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I think one of the clutch points for me was I knew we would do. You know what? This is true. I knew that guild was doomed before we stepped foot into Gruul's Lair, and I never left until Black Temple. That's how long I lived with that, knowing this guild was not for me. And it was when we had at least 10 members that we had personally invited who did not do the Karazhan achievement and instead had capped alts. That's when I knew. I knew from that point, before we'd even gone into Gruul's Lair, we were fucked. Because these guys just weren't where I was. Like, I'd had that done in, like, the first 4 days of something, of the expansion coming out. We'd, like, grouped it. We'd worked hard and got that done. And then I looked around and we were, like, a month in, I think, into TBC.
Some people still haven't done it.
And they still haven't done it. And I had to sort of have some very awkward conversations with people I really liked. I was like, why aren't you getting the stuff done that we need to do for us to raid? Like, why aren't you doing it? It's like, it was all the excuses, like, nobody wants to play with me. Nobody's on at my time. It's like, we're all on at the same time. There's never a tank available. It's like, I'm a tank. You know what I mean? You have never once asked me.
When you wade through the shit and cut it all back, though, you're just left with the phrase, I can't be arsed.
Well, it got to the stage when we were doing Mount Hyjal, where I said in the officer chat, I knew this message had to be typed, but I just said, I don't think I can stick around anymore. I was the raid leader, I was the guild master, and I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. I said, I need to move on.
Yeah.
Because...
It's a fair point.
And that guild... You've got to make that decision sometimes. You've got to do it. You've got to make it up because you're just going to not play the game anymore. That's what happens. And that's what was happening to me. Is like I didn't want to log in anymore because I knew I'd be frustrated. Like, who the fuck wants to pay monthly for a game and go and do an activity for hours every week where you're going to be annoyed? Why would I do that? I don't want to log in and raid with you guys because I'm going to be fucking pissed. I'm going to be so pissed off. That I told them, and they all said, this is what the message I got from the officer team is. It's okay. We understand, because they considered me to be way better than them, and I wasn't, which I recently, but I was better than them, which is a weird thing. Like, I was way better than those guys, but I wasn't anywhere near what the good players were doing. And that was a big realization, which I've talked about as well. So for them, I was too good. And they were like, okay, we understand. We'll keep the guild running. It's fine. Losing one player isn't going to do it. And I knew right then that guild was dead if I left. Like, I knew it. I knew it when it was going to happen. And they all gave me a big send-off and stuff. But it was the best decision I made, like, in terms of long-term, because...
Personal goals, right?
Personal goals, and I made a shitload of brand new friends. I joined KCL. That was the first time I met someone IRL from a guild who stayed at my house, and we spread from there.
You kissed him.
I did kiss him. Because he was Greek, and that's what we do. I was respecting his culture.
Funny story, because he gave you a gift, which is part of his culture when they met, and it was aftershave. And to this day, I still get a bottle of that every year, because it's well nice.
I don't remember what it was.
Dolce & Gabbana, the one.
Yeah.
It's my go-to daily aftershave.
I'm using Prada at the moment.
I'm using Prada on my night out, mate. Classy bitch.
Prada's lovely.
It is nice.
For the gym, though, I use Hugo Boss.
I still go with my Dolce & Gabbana for the gym, mate.
But there you go. Like, if you are in that situation, listen to me. Move on. You'll be okay. And especially now, because you've battle.net everybody. There's no reason not to play with people. There really isn't a reason not to play with your friends. There's no excuse for it whatsoever. The only reason you might not play with your friends is if you faction change. But if your alliance...
The only friends that you're going to lose by severing your guild tie like that are the ones that aren't really your friends. Because you're still going to speak to them on a daily or weekly basis.
Let me put it this way. When Not Like This, which was my guild before this one, broke up, which was all very public. You guys know about that. I want to say 12 people contacted me the next few days to say, can we be friends on Battle.net? And some people didn't. And I wasn't surprised. I wasn't that surprised. But I don't know what this thing is. You know what bugs me? Assuming that the friends you've made in games are the only friends you're ever going to make. That is such bollocks. It's such bollocks.
Or
guilds are fucking really tight.
Here's the thing, though, and it's like why I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. Or it's those friends are only your friends in Warcraft.
Yeah, fucking get out there. Join a new guild. Tell you what's going to happen, boys. You're going to meet some new friends real fucking quick. Real fucking quick. And you know what's even better? Let me give you some more encouragement. If you are in a guild right now that does not meet your needs, better friends are waiting for you. Because
I wouldn't say better friends.
I would, because you're going to... WoW friends. Better WoW friends. That's more specific. Because you're going to meet people... If you, let's say you're in a heroic guild right now, right? Or an early mythic guild. And you're way better than that. And you know that, right? Your logs point to that. Your experience logs to that. If you're sat there thinking, why do people keep hitting these fucking orbs on Kingaroth? Like, why... How is this hard, right? How is this hard? If that is you, and you know that it's just ridiculous that you're wiping to it over and over again, if you join a higher up guild where that doesn't happen, I'd like to say it doesn't happen in any guild, but it happens in every guild. But if you join up a guild that is more focused on getting shit done, and they go to those extra lengths that you go to and none of your friends seem to, you're going to make some really good WoW friends. Believe me. And you'll be like, this is really surprising, because these guys are right up my fucking alley of what I want to do in WoW. And then guess what? They want to play other games as well. Boat Game was a big one recently in our guild. Sea of Thieves. Boat Game, it's called.
Do you still play that?
No, but they've all quit like when they found out what the game was like. But I'm just saying, give it a fucking... Can confirm. There you go. Yeah. If you're getting frustrated because the guys around you just aren't getting it, think about it. And you can still play with those guys on Battle.net.
Of course you can. Or other games.
Other games is a big one right now. Other games is a fucking big one. Play some other games. Boat Game. It's called Boat Game. Right up your alley. But there you go. But I forget where we was before we even got into this. But there's the story.
Anal.
That guild did die, by the way, like immediately after I left. Which they knew. I think they all were like, it's okay. It's alright. It's okay.
1 sec. Theyre, actually on that topic, mate, A, not only did I check it out on Friday, B, I also told Mike about it, and C, I checked the release date because I really want to play that game. Wow. So, there you go, Big Doge. Said I would, and did it. Boom! Wow. In your face. Next question.
Next question. Anyway, we were talking about capping in BFA. So once you hit cap, World Quests, I got to admit, it really annoyed me. But although I knew it was going to be there. Yeah. I absolutely knew that was what was waiting for me when I capped. So I capped in BFA. Nothing happened. I didn't get any messages or anything like that. But I did check my map and saw that an icon had appeared. So I went down there. And they've done this divergence in BFA, which is... Let's gauge your thoughts on it now. There is a video coming out on this after the show. It's like ready to release right now. I'll release it as soon as the show finishes. They've changed the way you gain or source out your power levels. Now, they've not mentioned this, or at least I've not read that it's been mentioned somewhere, so please correct me. I'd be more than happy to see that they did address this, but I'm pretty sure they haven't. So in Legion, Artifact Power was... The idea behind Artifact Power is that no matter what content you were doing, you're still gaining something, right? So if you wanted to do Mythic 4, I do Mythic 10s, and you're all the other way around, and then I could still go with you because I'm not going to get any gear, but I'm still going to get AP, and that's fine, right? It's still going to give me a benefit in some way. That's not how it works in Battle for Azeroth.
So you don't get no benefit from helping people out?
Kind of, but kind of not. So what they the problem with Artifact Power that they ran into is that because people were constantly getting it, people got way more than probably what Blizzard expected. And it was still racking up. So eventually they came up with Concordance, right? This never-ending fucking Skype thing. So now... You have a specific road to travel to get gear that doesn't reward Azerite power, really. But the gear you get needs Azerite power, which means you need to go somewhere else where you don't get gear, but you get Azerite power. Let me give you an example. So, a dungeon, for example, gives you gear, right? It's a very simple way of looking at it. A dungeon gives you gear. And you're going to get gear in Battle for Azeroth that won't work until you stop going after gear and instead go for Azerite power, which would be island expeditions and things like that don't reward gear. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So let's say in leveling from 110 to 120, I got 5 levels on the Heart of Azeroth, which is the necklace, right? That's our new artifact thing, is the necklace. So I got like level 5 on that. Normal dungeon gear, Azerite gear, starts at level 11. So it has no stats on it when you get it. So you might, I think in the video I get a pair of shoulders that have no stats. They have intellect and stam, but they don't have any stats because the bonus, the actual power in this gear, lies in the Azerite levels. Right? So what you have is this situation where if you want to get gear, you're going to do your dungeons, you're going to do Mythic Plus, you're going to do things like that. You're going to get a load of gear. But it's not really going to work. You only have half of the answer.
Just read that what Wakano's put before I fucking lay it down.
Where it is?
Yeah. Where is it, the little cunt? It keeps scrolling down, doesn't it? Why are you
I'm not
so
saying this. I'm actually
mad
not saying this is a bad thing.
about
if that's what
stuff in game that you have to do?
People are born about world quests.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come back to that because that's not even that bad. But I'm not saying this is a bad thing anyway. Let me finish what I'm saying. So we're getting all this gear, right? So you're going to get gear and armor and stuff like that. But in order to make it work, you're then going to have to do content that doesn't reward gear in order to give it. So for context, a world quest will give you 400 Azerite power, right? A normal world quest. I have them now. Normal world quest gives like 400 Azerite power. A dungeon gives you 35. It's not where you're supposed to be to get Azerite power, right? That's the message, loud and clear. That's the situation, okay? So a world quest will give you Azerite power of like 400 for doing a normal one, but a dungeon's going to give you 35. But the dungeon will give you gear.
This is why it's so secretive, isn't it?
Yes. Because I think people are going to either take it one or two ways. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, actually. I'm really not. But it does have some pros and cons to it. There's no doubt about that. So then you might say, well, I need Azerite power now to make my Azerite armor work. So then you're going to do island expeditions and stuff, which doesn't reward gear, but it will give you Azerite power to make the gear work. So you have these two separate options now. Now, the pros and cons. There are pros to this. Let's do the cons first. Content could dry up for you relatively quickly. Like, you could get all your dungeon gear, besides Titan Forges, which doesn't Titan Forge that high anymore, so you're going to run out of that quicker than you do in Legion.
Can Azerite armor Titan Forge?
No, it can't.
Okay.
But your other armor can.
Yeah.
But nowhere near as high. So you could end up in a situation where doing dungeons and stuff ain't really that worth you. If you think back to the start of Legion, people were spamming like Maw of Souls because it was the best way of getting artifact power. They weren't there for the gear. They were there to get the Azerite power and, of course, chance on legendaries, which doesn't work in this one. So you might actually dry up on content and then be solely focused, relatively quickly, depending on how much you play, on just Azerite power. And will that hold your interest? That's the question. Because we've done Island Expeditions. They're kind of fun.
They are fun.
Is it you're going to be sole focus? I don't think so. Like, it's not that fun. It's not that fun. But you do. This is the system they're working. It's very clear this is what they're going with this time to avoid the issues they ran into in Legion. The pros of this, of course, is that you have a more interesting gearing path to go with. It does kind of suck getting gear that you can't get the benefits of.
Or for alts.
For alts, it could be an issue, but I assume we'll have something similar to the research catch-ups that they did. Because they're definitely going to have some... I'm waiting to see, and I haven't seen it yet, and I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen it yet on beta, because I've only been 120 for a little while, where the massive drop-off is in Heart of Azeroth level gains. Because right now, I can't find a single way of tracking when my next level is. So if you remember when Legion launched with the artifact power, it was like 6 traits in, and then suddenly it just like quadrupled or something in terms of getting AP, and then it quadrupled again.
It was a soft/hard cap.
Yes, they were like, it's steady increase, get fucked. That's what they did with the artifact power, if you remember correctly.
Was it 15?
It was something like that. It was reasonably early on. Like, you hadn't got much traits, and then suddenly it just like fucked you completely, right? So yeah, the default UI is an XP bar. I couldn't see it in my game. I'm using LVUI at the moment. You can see it somehow. Okay, I'll have a look and see if I can find it. But I'm going to spend this week getting Azerite power, because I've got like 3 pieces of Azerite armor now, but I can only use the traits on one of them. Like, the other 2 are too high. I can't get the benefit out of them. So I need to work on it to see exactly what it's like. Like, are we going to be able to get them? You know, something like... I'm going to have to see how it works before I can put a final judgment on it. But what I'm letting you guys know is this is what they're doing. You're going to have one source for gear, and then another source to make that gear work. In terms of the Azerite armor, which is only 3 slots. So, what are your initial thoughts?
I mean, it's
Same
not
to you.
that bad, but all I can think about is, because I want to go into this expansion, capping my main before, like, in my free time invested into it, obviously gear him. But I also, with this, for me being the first expansion where I've got every character to cap, I want to get my characters up, but once my characters are up, unless they do bring in this sort of catch-up mechanic, it feels like I'm going to be fucked to try and catch them up to get them to an active sort of raiding level. But in terms of my main, I'm kind of excited to see how it works, but how many island expeditions are you going to have to do before you shoot your fucking brains out on your alts, if you have to? Well,
they've come up with a system, they've said, where you'll have, like, a weekly for island expeditions, which will give you the biggest reward, and then you can keep spamming them if you want.
Right.
But I'm sure they're very aware of not repeating Legion and having the idea that keep spamming is really beneficial. They're going to have a ridiculous drop-off in terms of gains of Azerite power. So it won't be a cap, I don't think, but they're going to drastically reduce how much you can get outside of world quests.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get a gauge of what is a reasonable, based on what happened in Legion with artifact power, what is a reasonable weekly amount of Azerite power we can expect people to get. And then we can base numbers on that of how we want to scale it, because for balancing content, some of it was going to be interesting. But we still haven't seen any interesting Azerite powers yet. Like, I've got a few pieces now, and they're all garbage. They're all just like, it does 200 extra damage or some fucking nonsense, right? They're still absolutely terrible. So it's... I'm really more concerned about the idea that dungeon content and gearing content is going to dry up real quick, certainly for me. Because if somebody's like, I need to gear up this character, I want to spam Mythic Plus or something like that, there's a really high chance now that I'm going to be like, I don't want to do that. Like, until we see what the Mythic Plus chests are dropping, I really don't want to do that, because it's an utter waste of time for me. Like, a massive waste of time for me. Because I don't even gain AP from it in the early days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I do my group on fucking Monday, and I've got plenty of the stuff that I actually want pre-raid, I don't really want to do that anymore. I'd rather do island expeditions and stuff like that. And then we might end up in a situation that we haven't seen in Legion, is that one road of content actually dries up really quickly. Will that be the case, or will they hope people are going to chase Warforged, Titanforged till the end of time?
Yeah,
which some people will.
The gearing will definitely dry up quicker than the Azerite gain if they
certainly
don't
will.
put a cap on the Azerite gain, for sure.
So far, there's no mention of a weekly Azerite power cap. I don't think they're going to do that. I would almost go ahead and say raids are either going to drop 0 or extremely little Azerite power in any way, because that's the gearing source, right? So they're going to have these different methods, which is like, that's your gearing source. If you're raiding, that's to get items. The Azerite power stuff is done elsewhere.
Right.
And they don't seemingly want to combine the two, from what I can tell so far. So it's kind of like there's going to be more content to do outside of raiding, but it is going to be very repetitive, like you said, very repetitive, very tedious content rather quickly. Because there's always, I mean, although it is procedurally generated, the islands were pretty similar in how they functioned. We've done them. I've done them since. They are procedurally generated, but they are very similar.
Procedurally generated only works on things that are, when you say procedurally generated, I'm thinking of things like, what are they called now? The rogue type dungeon crawlers. Like that kind of thing where it's completely different. Or even like Subnautica is procedurally generated. The Forest is procedurally generated. These things on a grand scale that considerably change the gameplay of what you're doing, that I see is procedurally generated. These islands, there's not enough like difference between them all for me to think, oh, it's like a new experience every time I go in, because it's not. So selling procedurally generated is like saying 50% of the fat off a doner kebab. It's still fat.
It works in some games, but they're very different from WoW. Like you could look at Binding of Isaac, which people have put. Well, people must be in the 5,000 or 6,000 hours in that game and still having different experiences every time.
Yeah.
That works there. This isn't that. This isn't that, you know what I mean? You're not going into an island expedition and having a different run every single time that you've been there. They're very similar. There's no getting away from that. But in terms of dungeon content lasting forever, I think they've done that already. And artifact power is a big bonus to that. So if I've done my weekly 15 on my characters, I'm not adverse on certain characters to going to do another Mythic Plus, because I'm still going to get AP and maybe a Titan Forge because the Titan Forge system right now. And you've got to give it props. We hate the Titan Forge system, right? Hey! However, it's still there, and there's still that incentive to go and do things, because it could Titan Forge really crazy. Like it or hate it, that incentive is still there. It could go really high. You could get something still to this day. I have like 3 characters that are like 978 plus. I can still get something from there. Like it or hate it, that's the truth. I still can. And even if I don't, I can still get, like on my Druid, I could still get AP for my Guardian spec or my Resto spec or something. I still have something to do with it, right? Or my alt spec or something. I could still throw AP. Even on my Mage or my DK, I could throw that AP into different stuff. You cannot do that in BFA because the necklace is one and done. It's one and done. There's no different specs. It doesn't work that way. It's just one item that works for everything. It does not work that way. So Legion's system, love it or hate it, does work. It absolutely works. You could do things with everything. BFA has less Titan Forging. You don't get the Azerite power from doing certain content. I have to wonder at this point what the raid Azerite armor's minimum Heart of Azeroth levels will be. If normal mode is like 11, I think it's like 11, 13 and something. I need to get a few more items before I can do heroic. And I think there's a group going tomorrow who's going to do mythics. So I want to do mythic dungeons tomorrow, and I'll get a video out for you for that. The 2 new dungeons, by the way, are mythic only.
Oh, cool.
Similar to Court of Stars and Archway, they were mythic only when they first launched. I don't know if people remember that. The people that
a lot of people forgot. I genuinely forgot.
I bet people remember now. They're like, oh shit, yeah. Like Court of Stars and Archway were mythic only, and we were behind a rep wall. The 2 new dungeons they've just added, which are King's Rest and something else, they're the mythic only dungeons. They are in game right now.
Karazhan was mythic only as well at first, wasn't it?
Yeah, Karazhan was as well. But I think people forget because I think was it the same patch Karazhan came out that Court of Stars got a heroic version,
Maybe.
something like that, and they dropped the barrier. But originally, people were really pissed because you had to do Suramar to access the Court of Stars and, of course, the Archway. Not that I minded, because I love Suramar. I thought Suramar was fucking awesome. I still do to this day. But yeah, I should have videos out on those coming soon, but those are the mythic only dungeons right now. Whether they're going to stay that way, I don't know. They might make a heroic version or release that or something like that. But yeah, there we go. So that is what they're doing with the end game. So far, the end game looks to be your daily... I could say pretty safely your weekly routine in BFA is going to be the world quests, which are better than they are in Legion. I want to say that. I think that's true. They've got a little... the new Kirin Tour is the Turtle Bros. They do shell games, match 2, things like that, which is more interesting than the Enigma machines, I think we'll all say.
Tortolas, mate.
Tortolans. The world quest tie into the story as well, which they're still the kill the fucking rare quests, and there's still the fucking pick up 8 quests. They're still there. But they have done some stuff which ties into the story of what you did in that zone. So I've shown one of them. I've done about 4, and they've been pretty cool. But let's say Zuldazar, you do a quest where you... I'm going to use this example because it's the one I've used in the video, so I'm not spoiling anything. But you poison a being. You come up with concoctions to beat the being, right, in the quest. So now the world quest version of that is using them concoctions against all these ads. So you become super powerful and you get to do something a little bit fun, become a mega monster, and then you get to kill things. So that's the kind of way they're going with the world quests. But they're still world quests. There's some cool stuff in the alliance zones, how you set up the outposts. That's very cool, but that's a one-time thing. Then you'll have the outposts. And there's some mission table stuff. So
is there a pick up the nuts and kick the squirrel quest?
Nuts that I've done yet. Most of the world quests are broken, actually. I just want to be clear on that. Most of the world quests are utterly broken.
Onions.
There's nothing to do. So far, I've not done anything to onions. No emissary quests from what I've seen either. Nothing to do with emissary quests. But also a really low rep requirement. I got access to every world quest. I got the flight whistle. The flight whistle is back. So I will be honest, the end game of BFA feels like a Legion add-on rather than a new expansion. It does feel that way because you got the only difference is probably the island expeditions that you're going to be doing for Azerite Power, and the probably once a week war fronts, kind of like how you did the PvP place, Wintergrasp. Mm-hmm. You went to Wintergrasp once a week. You did the bosses. It's 20-30 minutes of your time. That was it.
You're done.
Yeah. So Endgame looks to be pretty identical. Because it's all good me saying there are new interesting world quests, but of course you're going to do them pretty quickly and then they're going to start repeating on you. Kind of like Argus. Argus has new interesting world quests, which it didn't, but you get the idea. It's like, oh, it's new. And then like a week later, no, it's not.
We're talking about class design at the minute.
It's bad.
Strong. Don't just say it's bad.
It's bad. Ass crack. Way. Well, it's hard to say because the gameplay is so weak. It is. There are some classes not as affected. There's no getting away from that. Some classes aren't as affected, but the ones that are affected just feel horrible. They do. They feel horrible. So we're looking. I'm looking right now. The gameplay is the biggest turn-off for me, and the personal loot system. I can't tell you. It's a personal. Sure, it's a bigger issue for me than most people. But I can't tell you how angry I am at the prospect of having to have 5 or 6 people trading and swapping loot every single boss, every single week. Instead of just getting on with the raid. In a farm clear, it's the last thing I want to have fucking happen. I'm sure there'll be an add-on. I can imagine the add-on now. You falling asleep there?
No, I'm reading the chat. No, it's because of my peak of my cap. I've got to put it down like that.
I'm sure there'll be an add-on which will give somebody, which will just link every item that's dropped into a window to say who wants it. But you still, even if there's an add-on that clears up who is supposed to get what very, very quickly, like Master Looter does now, you're still going to have to be like, I need to find you. He needs to find him. He needs to find him. He needs to find him. And then we're going to have to trade the items.
You've got an add-on to make Master Looter as close to Master Looter as possible, but still being a fucking massive chore.
Yeah, because you're going to get you're probably going to get people who get items are going to have a drop, which are like, do you want this? Is it up for trade? Yes. Then it's going to go to another window, which then goes out to the raid to say these braces are up for trade, this is up for trade, this is up for trade. I'm sure people are working on that add-on as we speak, that it's going to work that way.
I hope so.
But it's going to be every single fucking boss, every single week in, week out, trading shit, finding people, messing around with fucking items in my bag, all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, trading it to the raid leader doesn't help because that's 2 trades. Ideally, you want to try and work a system that makes it efficient as possible, which is 1 trade.
There's 1 in the game already, mate.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, there was.
Yeah, there was. So, there you go. Anyway, I think we should wrap up for the night. What's happening next week? We've got Dead Space Co-op coming up, which I'm really looking forward to, because I've been like having to sit here and go, I want to play that.
Two's been well good.
I am surprised at how much you've enjoyed that game. Oh, we've also had God of War. What do we rate God of War? Because people call it the game of a generation.
No, there's some things
It's a bit
in
of a
the game.
stretch.
It's a big stretch. It's a firm, like an amazing game. It really is an amazing game. There's so many people that have bought consoles. Do you know that there is a national shortage of PS4 Pros because of that game?
Well, we know amongst our community as well, many of you have gone out and bought PS4s.
But it had its flaws, man, and there are games that I'd enjoyed. I wouldn't say more than, but equally as much. Like the whole Subnautica thing. A Way Out, granted, one playthrough of A Way Out I enjoyed, but that game itself,
Let's
those
keep it
three,
PS4. Horizon Zero Dawn or God of War?
exactly. Oh,
Or Final Fantasy 15. Oh, so painful to choose.
Well,
yeah, that's not easy because the PS4 library right now is fucking off the page. We still need to sort out for this. We fucked it up. We're supposed to sort it out today, but we still haven't. A labo. We're gonna build robots and stuff. That's right here. So watch out for that video. We're gonna try and sort that out.
You messed up now.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be fine. I'm sure. Final Fantasy 15, yeah, Bloodborne, of course, is my favourite game of all time. I'm not going to lie. Bloodborne is my number one game of all time.
Wow.
Oh, it's incredible. It's so good.
Nice.
You know, I sometimes listen to the Bloodborne soundtrack because it's so fucking good.
I do that with
The Bloodborne soundtrack.
other
is
games
so
as well. Wrath of the Machine, Axis Phase 2,
good.
Destiny 2.
I remember fighting Ludwig for the first time in Bloodborne and being like, this boss is incredible. And then halfway through it going, this song is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, oh my god. It's so hard. I mean, I didn't have a hard time with it, but I am kind of Dark Souls in. We also played Yakuza 6, where we had tits on stream, pretty much.
From actual porn
stars. Not even animated, like real life videos. So if you missed the Yakuza 6 playthrough, I'm sure you can check through our clips on the channel, and I'm sure somebody has clipped the tits in that game. Unbelievable. What a great game that is. And we'll have Dead Space 3 co-op, and then we're going to have Dark Souls co-op. We're going to do the Dark Souls remaster co-op.
Yeah.
And we have Detroit Become Human.
Whoa. State of Decay 2 as well.
State of Decay 2 as well. So
4-player co-op, mate.
Well, wow, it's in his lull period, ladies and gents.
We're
The
gonna
other
have some
games
fun.
are fucking kicking ass. They are kicking ass and taking names. So it's pretty awesome. The Yakuza was amazing. Nani? To have so many nannies going on. Where is WoW on the list of the best games? I don't think that's a fair question
No,
because
you can't
WoW's
do
changed.
that.
I think WoW expansions is a fair question. I would put TBC in the top 3.
Yeah.
I would put TBC in the top 3. Bloodborne is number 1 because I didn't know what to expect with that game. Kind of like it was Dark Souls, which I liked. I didn't love Dark Souls. I enjoyed the shit out of it. And went into Bloodborne, and it answered everything I loved about Dark Souls. The combat was more fluid, it was so fun, and then the experiences you have in that game were crazy. Like I say, I can still remember walking up to the spider room for the first time and being like, "That's fucked."
in
Bloodborne, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only reason. It would be the only part of the game I'd have to do for you. It's so bad, and it's only one room. If the whole game, which is enormous, Bloodborne is huge. It's one room. And everybody knows the spider room. The Witcher 3 would probably be in the top 3 as well. It would be, because The Witcher 3 is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But most of us remember the song. Get a PS4 if you're ever looking to get a console. Get a PS4 right now, because you can't really fucking go wrong. Yes, Bloodborne is on Gamerdads, so you can watch it there. What are they called? The Winter Lanterns. The song of the Winter Lanterns in Bloodborne. There is nothing that will scare you to death more than hearing that song down a corridor.
Really?
I can't even remember the theme, but I know it when I hear it, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no. I think, how many Winter Lanterns are in Bloodborne? 6?
What are they?
Just an enemy. They're just a trash enemy in the game that if they see you, you're in trouble. And they just sing this lullaby. It's almost like the Ocarina song. It's like, and you can hear it. You come up to a castle. There's a giant castle, and you can hear it. Even though you're on the floor outside the castle trying to figure out how to get inside the castle, you can hear this song, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, there's about 8. There's so few of them, but they're fucking evil. And in the DLC, I'll tell you the story. The DLC, there's a well in the middle of an area. You don't need to go in there. Bloodborne's full of optional areas. I think, how many bosses do you need to kill in Bloodborne? I think it's only 6 to finish the game.
Cool.
And there's about 20 bosses
Oh,
in the
wow.
game. Yeah, it's crazy. And you go down this well, and you turn around and there's a horrible giant monster behind you, which is just a trash mob. They're like fish people. They're pretty funny. And that's pretty scary because it's staring at you from behind. But while you're fighting them, you just hear... and that's when you go cold because you're like, there's a winter lantern nearby. Oh, no.
Can you kill them?
Oh, yeah. You can pretty much two-shot them. But if they see you... if they see you, good God. And if any of you are ever worried about Bloodborne, it's not a scary game. Bloodborne is not a scary game. It's gory, for sure, but you should try it out. You should try that game out. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I think that's our next couple of weeks summed up, right? We've got State of Decay 2. We've got Detroit Become Human, which should be absolute bants for our community.
Yep.
Dark Souls, which I'm looking forward. I've never co-opted in a Dark Souls game. I'm looking forward to it. You've
Should
done it
be good.
before, right?
Yes.
Is it fun?
Yep.
Hmm.
Especially if you get someone who invades your game, mate.
Oh, the beta key giveaway. Look, I'm not going to toss blame, but do you know anybody who's giving away beta keys?
Go and get them.
I'm pretty sure the answer is no.
Why?
Because the restrictions they put on us to give them away.
Oh, there's a couple of couple of people doing it, but yeah,
what did they come up with?
the agreement
love
with
to
it
know.
was
We can't say.
no. Okay, I won't do.
Yeah,
Basically,
we can't
what
say.
we had to do, we had to agree with Blizzard for it. We had to tell them how we were going to give them away.
Who's giving them away? Do you know anybody? Really?
Yeah.
Who?
I
I would love to know.
Chinglish-
That's good.
Chinglish
Chinglish has got
giving
some.
them
Who
away.
else?
That's the only one that I know of name that's giving it, but I'm pretty certain there's quite a few.
The fuck did he come up with?
I don't know.
Crazy.
For that quantity of keys, and you had to run an idea past it wasn't an arbitrary giveaway.
I liked Loss's answer, which is like, we've give beta keys away before, and it's a massive pain in the ass because you just get a list of all the beta keys and then you have to individually send them to everybody, right?
Mhm.
So if you've got like 150 beta keys, it's a massive fucking job. I don't think Towley's got them either. Has Towley got some?
I would,
Sure?
I would be very surprised. If
I
he
haven't seen a
didn't.
tweet from him saying that he's got some. Yeah, there's like it was pretty weird, the rules you had to give away the keys, and they were just like, Loz was like, there is no point. It's just such a massive pain in the ass. It's like hours and hours and hours and hours of work to sort these keys out, and then they put these restrictions on us of how we could decide who was getting the keys
And what we couldn't do.
and what we weren't allowed to do. And it's like, you want us to come up with something that meets, like, I think we got offered 150 keys.
It was 150 keys, but the criteria was
It's
you
crazy.
can't do it in terms of like, you know, like if someone just does something you couldn't arbitrarily give them a key. That was well funny in chat. You get a key.
Oh, we have the same
150
situation as us.
keys.
Yes. So I'm pretty sure every single WoW streamer got offered to give away keys. That's not the same. If you haven't seen anybody giving away keys, it's because we just couldn't. It was such an impractical system.
It wasn't worth the effort.
No, it wasn't, unfortunately. As horrible as that sounds, like, we're talking days and days of work to sort that system out. And it just wasn't worth, right? Anyway, we're off. Thank you for a wonderful show, guys. Have a great day. I'm going to release a YouTube video right now. All right? Bye-bye.
Nice.
Where's the button? Didn't fucking play, dude. You can't make this shit up, man.
Go back to. Come on, you got this. No,
Nah,
change
it's-
screen. Trust me. No, I'm gonna make it work. Here we go. Just touch it a little. Be tender with it. Go to background and that. You know, prep it up. Give it a nice little speech. You're a fucking good girl, and then just bash it in. Pow! Works for every time, mate. Now spit in her mouth.